Welcome to Chopping It Up with Josh and Jordan.
Welcome back to another episode of Chopping It Up with Josh and Jordan. Man, we had a great week last week, day after Valentine's. A lot of success from that video. It's actually now it's our highest, it surpassed the first video in watch time. Not quite views, but so that's pretty cool. And the shorts and stuff been going well too, Jordan, and all sorts of stuff. So, thanks for everyone for tuning into all of that. We got an exciting episode, this evening as well.
Yeah, big shout out to Connor getting all those shorts out and getting all that editing done. He seems to be really enjoying putting those shorts out. He puts one out every day. Usually at 9 a.m. he puts them out, or 9 p.m.
Yeah, yep,
something like that. Yeah, but he puts one out each day. So go ahead and watch those. Leave some comments, leave some likes, and let's get right on into this. I believe we're gonna start out with my nice game for this week. Usually you're starting off with your game. This week I'm going to be starting off with mine.
Yeah, switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. So what this game is going to be, you might know we had Sam Darnold win the Super Bowl this year. And there was a lot of news about how he was the first one out of that stacked 2018 draft class to win the Super Bowl, at least at the quarterback position. So my wonky game today, we're going to be looking at the 2018 NFL draft, and we're going to draft a quarterback, a running back, wide receiver, a guy in the flex spot, so that can be a running back, receiver, or tight end, and then one defensive guy. So we each get one for each of those positions, and we'll go with the snake draft format. So Josh, you'll start out. You'll get the number one overall pick. Then I'll get two, and then we'll go from there.
Also, please do not forget to leave down in the comments section who you think won, or all sorts of different comments, whether something that came up in the video that you agree with, disagree with. Because last week we had a draw, man. We didn't get any. No one said who won last week, so I guess it's a draw. But I guess I'm still up 1-0. But I guess it's time to dive into this game.
Yes, sir.
For the first pick, I gotta go with my current favorite NFL player. That's Josh Allen. I mean, he's just so good. He's so fun to watch, has such a great arm. He likes to just run over guys. And he doesn't really have the best receiving core around him too, so it's just fun to see him, make these no-name guys put up like these crazy numbers. So I go with Josh Allen as the first overall pick.
Yeah, man, and it hurts to see Josh Allen go off the board. Obviously, he's the right pick. He's the best player in this draft, I feel like. But you got him now, so your team got a very solid quarterback to build around there. Since you've got your quarterback out of the way, I don't think I'm in any rush to take mine here. I'm going to go with a running back, and I think this is by far the best running back in this class. I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, there's not that many running backs that got drafted, or at least not many solid ones NFL-wise. Saquon, he was the second overall pick in the actual draft as well. So it just feels right to take him here. Coming out of Penn State, he's had a crazy career so far. Still going. He won Offensive Player of the Year last year. Like, just a very solid career from the running back position there.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Especially last year, what he did wasn't as great this year in the NFL, but last year with the Eagles.
Yeah, man, great season there. Let's see. This is a tough one to be in here. There's a few options I could take. I could go to my quarterback, but I think I might go to a wide receiver here. And I'm going to take the only wide receiver that's made the Pro Bowl out of this class. Maybe not the best, most talented guy technically at the position. But I'm going to go with Courtland Sutton here at wide receiver.
Yeah, that's the pick for wide receiver. He's pretty solid.
Yeah, man. There's some other guys, maybe some more talented route runners or more elusive, more quicker guys. But Cortland Sutton, just from what he's accomplished so far in his career, staying on just on the Broncos there, going through the rebuild and everything, he's been a very solid receiver throughout those years there.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a solid start for Barkley and Sutton.
Yes, sir.
All right, now I'm gonna go with my running back. He's really the only other running back in this class, and that's man out of Georgia, Nick Chubb. Gotta go with Nick Chubb. He's actually really solid before he got his leg blown up into 18 pieces. He's great for the Browns. And I think Chubb is he's a good power back. He's nasty before, like I said, before he blew up his entire leg.
Yeah, man. Nick Chubb was 100% a guy you'd be scared to go up against. I mean, maybe not to the Derrick Henry level, but I would not want to tackle Nick Chubb,
Uh,
prime Nick Chubb in the open field, man. That's, whew.
Now my second pick. All right, this one's gonna be weird because we have a flex option, right?
Yes, sir.
And I was looking through everybody, and I'll fill out my roster, but I'm gonna go with something very unique. Hear me out. For my flex position, I'm gonna go with Lamar Jackson. Hear me out. Hear me out. He's gonna be more of the speedy back, and I'm gonna have Nick Chubb as more of the fullback. All right, I'm gonna have Lamar Jackson back there in the backfield. Look, you can pitch it to him. He's gonna run. He's a fast little dude, or he can just chuck it down the field. Or if you go over to Lamar, maybe you put Lamar over, you give him a screen, then he throws it back to Josh Allen, and Josh Allen could just go. So I'm gonna go with Lamar Jackson as my flex, just a wonky flex to
So
also kind of take away a quarterback there.
let me get this straight, man. You're taking Lamar Jackson as a running back?
He's gonna be running back and a receiver at times. Sometimes slot him up a little bit.
Wow,
He's
man,
he's
that
a
was
fast.
unexpected.
Hey, listen. He's one of the only times I've ever seen it where a quarterback has thrown the ball to himself and he caught it and got a significant pickup. If he can do that, just think of what he could do with Josh Allen just dropping dimes into his hands.
That's unfortunate, man. I was really gonna go with Lamar Jackson for my quarterback, man.
I know, and now you don't get
Oh,
Lamar. And now you don't get
man.
Lamar. Lamar can just do it all, or I could have Lamar throw, and Josh Allen could he could, we could be more of a solid back, and put Chubb more of that like a tight end spot too sometimes. So it brings up a lot of options, man. My whole playbook can have all sorts of trick plays and whatnot. It's gonna be tough to know what we're gonna do.
I'll be honest, man. That was very unexpected. I could not have guessed that was gonna happen here.
hmm
Um, I kind of got to call audible now with the quarterback position because Lamar was definitely gonna be the selection there.
I
Um,
was really glad that you kind of waited on her to pick him. I just saw that he was there, and I think Lamar's a very he's a fast little dude. He can do all sorts of stuff. Just think about it. Think about that versatility in the backfield with Lamar or Allen. You give it to Lamar, he can still chuck it all the way down the field for an easy touchdown. So it's really hard to stop either of them.
yeah, you're
It
completely
basically
right.
it basically be like the Ravens if Derrick Henry could throw the ball. That's basically what Josh Allen is. So that's a scary backfield.
Man, that is actually kind of terrifying. Um, man, I'm not quite sure where to go here. Uh, I got my flex, I got my quarterback, and I got my defense. Now, I don't see you taking the other quarterback that's on my board as
How do
some
you
wide
know, man?
receivers. I mean, if you take this guy as a wide receiver, that'd be interesting. So I'm still going to leave
I
him there.
could. Okay.
Granted, I'm probably not going to end
I'll,
up. I'm gonna end up picking him before my defensive guy just because. Um, but I'm going to go with the flex option here, and this is this is interesting that you've left these guys on the board here. Obviously, you took Nick Chubb. That's a good pick. But I'm going to go with the other good wide receiver from this class. Obviously, there was Calvin Ridley there. He's a good athletic guy, but not really been the greatest there. So I'm going to go ahead and take DJ Moore with my flex spot. This is interesting. I had a couple options I could go with. You left him on the board. I was expecting him to be gone at this point.
Who needs DJ Moore when you have Lamar Jackson? I'm just saying.
I
I'm just
mean, you're
saying,
not
bro.
wrong, but
Or
you
throw it up
need.
to Josh Allen. I'm gonna have Josh Allen run some routes too. He put up 1,000+ yards.
I'm just saying, you're not going to get a very good wide receiver now.
No, man,
Um,
I'm gonna go with Baker Mayfield as my wide receiver one.
Please don't go with Baker Mayfield as your wide receiver one.
And you know
Um,
what? I'll go Sam Darnold as my defense too. So that'll
oh
ruin
my
this whole.
goodness, man, the
What do
all
see?
quarterbacks team.
You can have the nastiest wide receiving core that you want, but what you gonna do if you don't have anybody to throw it to?
Uh, I mean, I've
Just
got
saying.
somebody to throw it to him, and he's coming up with my next pick here. So, um, I feel like you're being a little bit silly with this analysis as you're going through right now, because I'm taking a guy who was the actual number one overall pick in this draft. You know, I had a slow start to his career, but man, he's been great. He's been a Pro Bowler the last 3 years. He's been very solid. I'm going to go ahead and take Baker Mayfield here with my quarterback spot. He's getting the
Oh, I
ball. He's
thought you were
throwing
gonna
it
put
down
him
the
at
field.
defense.
Nope, not putting him at defense.
That's what I've
Uh,
ever done.
I'm sure it is, but you know, you got a guy like Baker throwing the ball down the field. You got two great receivers in Saquon. I mean, think what Tampa could do if they had a running back like Saquon, and then obviously they got two like okay receivers with Godwin and Evans. But I mean, you give them those two options of Moore and Sutton, man. That's a nice team right there.
But it's not gonna beat Lamar Jackson, man. I just can already see him just like dicing everywhere. Like he's breaking everybody's ankles as a quarterback, man. Just him just running routes. I'm just saying he'd be better than Moore or Sutton. I don't know. He's putting up some insane yards compared to those guys. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but what you forgot about Lamar at running back is if he gets touched, he's gonna die because he's used to being a quarterback, right? And obviously, we saw that multiple
Nah,
times throughout the career. He's been
but hear me
injured
out. Hear
for a
me out.
lot.
Hear me out. But what position has he been injured at?
Quarterback.
So if he switches to another position, he's never gotten hurt at running back before. Think about it like that. Has he gotten hurt as a receiver or running back before? No, 'cause
What are
he's
you
never played
talking
that
about?
position. So he's gonna be completely healthy if he plays running back or receiver. I'm just
What?
saying. I'm just saying he's not, you know, he hasn't gotten hurt as a running back or receiver before. So,
What are
maybe
you talking
quarterback is just
about?
where he gets hurt with.
Nah, bro. Maybe it's
I saw a
because he
clip the other
runs and
day.
he's a fragile guy. He just runs and doesn't ever slide.
No, see, that's the thing. You don't need to slide. I saw this thing the other day. I forget what quarterback was talking, but they said being a quarterback's one of the, you take the biggest hits out of anybody because think about it. You're literally just standing there. You just get blindsided. So I think you'll be much healthier just like either, being a receiver or running back. I'm just saying.
I think you're wrong.
I'm right, man. This Josh Allen Lamar Jackson combo. Just think of how scary that combo would be. How do you even defend them? Like I don't even need these other picks because of how good they are, but I'm still gonna take my other picks. I'm gonna go with Calvin Ridley just because he's really the only other receiver there. And he'll be there just to take up another receiver. So then Lamar's only gonna be like, covered by 4 or 5 guys instead of like 6 guys. So, even then Lamar will still cook him. He'll just kind of juke him out and then he'll be wide open. Josh Allen can throw it all the way down the field. And if that doesn't happen, he just, hands it off to Nick Chubb.
I mean, I respect it, right? Calvin Ridley's the most athletically gifted, I would argue, for wide receiver out of this draft class. But you got to think about the off-field stuff, man. He got suspended for a full year for violating the gambling policies. Came back and he sucked ever since.
Hey, but this is, he's gonna be good. We have a strict no gambling thing.
Well, so does
And
the NFL, bro, but he doesn't care
no,
about
but you
that.
don't know my strict no gambling thing. I talked to him and I said, you know what? I'll give you free McDonald's every week you don't gamble. And he said, oh, that's a pretty good deal. I will not gamble. And
He
so,
doesn't even like McDonald's.
yes, he does. You must not know
Nah,
Ridley then. You've
nah,
never
I
gone and
know.
talked to him.
I have.
Nope.
He said he's best friends with Devontae Adams just because he's got a Taco Bell in his house.
No, he did not say that. He actually said that Taco Bell messes his stomach up, makes him feel a little bloated. You know what?
Oh.
That's why he hasn't been playing as good since his gambling addiction, because he's been eating Taco Bell because they're not giving him free McDonald's. And see, for me, I'll give him free McDonald's every week if he doesn't gamble, and that'll make him more athletic, and that'll make him just, do so much better. That's why he shouldn't be hanging around Devontae Adams, bro. That's unfortunate.
Okay, bro. And I'm done with this conversation, bro. Pick your stupid defender.
Um, I'll go with my man Fitzpatrick. It's
Oh,
pretty so.
Minka Fitzpatrick.
There's some good pieces there, but I have two quarterbacks on my offense, so I think I need to go with a somewhat normal pick with Fitzpatrick. He's pretty solid.
Yeah, man.
He'll lock some people down.
He's been
And
solid, you know.
my offense would be automatic. Really, there's nothing you can do against Allen and Jackson.
You
And
want to bet?
Nick Chubb, we could almost put as an extra blocker. You come out the backfield, fake the handoff, you block, and then you can literally just throw it between both of the quarterbacks back and forth until one of them gets an opening, then they just take off. I'm just saying, it's gonna be hard to beat that offense, and so we'll go with a normal pick of Fitzpatrick.
You want to bet? You think I can't take those guys down?
You could never take those guys down ever.
I've got one guy out of this draft class that can take those guys down. I cannot
Okay.
believe you left this guy on the board. I mean, this is a 4-time All-Pro linebacker. You left my man Fred Warner on the board, dude. Fred Warner? Come on, man. There ain't no linebackers better than him in this league, other than like maybe one. But I mean, when you think of linebackers, you think of Fred Warner, man.
I do not think of Fred Warner. I think of the
Yeah,
little
because you
LB
don't know
side.
any linebackers.
That's true. I don't know like really any defenders. But
Stupid, man. You
um,
left that one guy that can take down all your dudes on
no,
the
he's
board,
not.
man.
Here's the thing. How many Fred Warners do you have on your team?
11 of them. They're my whole
No, it's
defense. Is Fred
what.
Warner.
That's not what we just. You just got Fred. It's like you ever played Retro Bowl and you got your star guys. Everyone else is just kind of the mid dookie players. That's your team. Everyone else on defense is the mid dookie players, but you got Fred
Okay,
Warner.
it's the same for you, but you got
Hear
a
me out.
safety,
Hear
bro.
me out.
What's your safety gonna do against Saquon Barkley? Nothing.
But hear me out. Hear me out. What's your Dookie guys gonna do against this double combo of Allen and Jackson? They're just gonna get diced up. Like what are they gonna do? Whoa, 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 whoa. Lamar just goes and he's just juking everybody out. He's wide open out the field. Josh Allen throws a dime. You know, it's easy. It's easy. You can't cover. You made the wrong decision. You could have at least chosen a D lineman or something to try to get to Allen before he gets rid of it. But that wasn't a smart move. I'm just saying.
What are you talking about, man? You took a safety, bro. Safety.
My
What?
my safety is reading Baker Mayfield's eyes all game. Baker Mayfield, he's alright, but especially at the end of last season, he wasn't that great. He wasn't that great. Trust me, I had my man
Yeah, because he
Ibuka, and
broke
he
his
was
hand.
terrible. Yeah, well, guess what? His hand's still broken. His hand's still broken in this universe.
What? So you're
Yeah.
telling me his hand is broken, but Lamar never got hurt because he is not playing quarterback?
No, Lamar still got hurt, but that's why we're not putting him at quarterback. It's for health reasons.
What kind of universe is this, man?
It's a normal one, I guess.
That's a stupid universe, man. And I'm
Mm-mm.
not a part of that universe, bro. I'm not even going to be a part of that. Fred Warner is the best defender out of this draft class. End
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
story.
but there's
He's
nothing you can
taking
do
down
against.
Lamar. Listen, he's going to cook Lamar's freaking knee, and then Lamar ain't going to be able to do nothing for the rest of the year because
No,
his knee
bro.
is going to be broken.
If he tried to cook his knee, Lamar would just hurdle him, and then there you go, he's wide open for a touchdown. Like Lamar is for sure hurdling him.
Okay, you want to talk about hurdling? I got Saquon on my team. My man is known for doing a reverse hurdle.
That's true. That's true. He is known for the reverse hurdles.
Come on, man. You
But
ain't
I'm
got
just
no
saying.
hurdling on me, bro.
That's true. That's true. But like, I'm not trying to go for your kneecaps. I'm going more for the waist. Just hit you on the waist, take you down. And we don't even need to tackle you. Baker Mayfield just throw interception after interception, and we'll hold Saquon to just try to keep him to 2 to 3 yards a carry, and then hopefully we'll be good. But
How you going
also,
to keep them to 2 to 3 yards when all your guys are mid dookie players except for Minka Fitzpatrick? He's a safety, bro. What are you going to blitz him every time? Then my
no,
guys are
no.
getting touchdowns down the field.
See, our entire defense will just be playing for the stop and the run, except Fitzpatrick. He'll be chilling out there because whenever you do throw it, he's just boom interception because it's just Baker Mayfield. Like he's got that easy. I'm just saying.
He doesn't throw long balls though. None of these guys are known for long ball threats. These
Yeah,
guys are mid route threats.
see, that's the problem with your team. You got the mid team. I'm just saying, you just said it yourself. You got the mid team. All I'm saying though is that Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen make a heck of a duo. You can't stop them. And then if we want to run the ball, we'll just give it to Chubb. Really, there's three options out in the backfield. We can give it to Chubb, we can give it to Jackson, or Josh Allen can take it. How are you going to cover all three of those guys? And then if none of those guys want to do anything there, we'll just throw it up to Ridley, who will be wide open because he's nasty now because we're feeding him McDonald's because of the gambling thing the gambling deal I have with him.
That's very stupid, bro. All of my guys, they got professional chefs, man. They don't work on no freaking chicken McDoubles, dude. We don't need that. We got steak, mashed potatoes, and gravy, bro.
But hear
That's
me
all my
out.
dudes eat.
Hear me out. You know what I also get my man Ridley every time he goes to McDonald's?
What do you get him? A Happy Meal?
No, I'm thinking more of the beverage variety. I'm giving that man a root beer. You know why? Do you know why? You wanna take a
Because you
gander?
want him to tear his ACL?
No, it's because last year, right? My man Connor, our editor, we were going to get something to eat during lunch, and he went and drank like four things of root beer, and then that was like the only game of his entire career that he scored a goal. But it was singularly because he drank some of that root beer before the game, and that is why I will feed him so much root beer, so he's going to go crazy. It's kind of like Mike's special stuff, you know. He's just going to go crazy because of that root beer. It gives him extra hops and everything, and you're really hating on it. You're really hating on it.
Well, what you think about this is that you guys were playing the worst team ever in the history of our soccer career at that exact moment. You know, you guys are not going to be playing the Tennessee Titans consistently, right?
No, but the
You're
defense,
going,
remember, the defenders are just kind of these wonky random dudes. So in my mind, in my wonky world, it is the Titans. Except, you got Fred Warner, so.
all right, bro. But regardless, that's the end of this draft, man. And it's at the end of the day, it's not up to us. It's up to the people watching this video to tell us who won.
And the people
Um,
watching are really starting to contemplate all the fun trick plays you can have with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson on the same team. It's going to be fun. It's kind of like when the Pro Bowl, when they're bringing out three quarterbacks for some reason. It's going to be like that, man. And then Nick Chubb could find the slot. He'd be wide open. So they'll be enamored by my picks there.
You talk about some crazy nonsense on a team, man. Your team's so fragile, man. Your team's just one guy goes down and they're cooked. You know, my team got depth. But
No,
again,
if
it's
your
not up to
team,
us, it's up to the fans.
that's true. All right.
Now it's time for Tomahawk Talk.
That's right. And it's a start of the spring training here for the Braves. We're very excited. We're looking forward to getting back to baseball. I know we've watched a game or two so far. It's good to see the guys back playing, right, Josh?
Yeah, man, it's been fun. Finally being able to watch some baseball again. Even though it's just spring training, some of these games you only have one or two starters. Some games you'll have your other starters out doing stuff. But it's fun to see. I know yesterday we saw watching clips and Yastrzemski hitting a ball out. Today, Baldwin and seeing guys like Sale looking good, healthy. My man J.R. Ritchie pitching pretty well. So it's fun to start to see these guys back and starting to play again. So we're only about a month out from the season starting, so we're getting there.
Yeah, man, very exciting to see. Um, the bad news we have so far coming into spring training, we were suspicious about this last week about Hurston Waldrop's injury, and we received the bad news this week. He did have surgery.
Yeah.
They put him on a 60-day IL. That's what happened last year with Lopez um, and Holmes, I believe, as well. But that 60-day IL is a scary place to be, man. It's either 60 days or you're just gonna stay on there until your time's up, and then you're gonna go on a normal IL.
Yeah, it's tough because who knows when or if he really will be back. And that's tough. We were kind of hoping that he'd only be out for minimal time, but now he'll be out as at least as long as Schwellenbach. So that's two big arms on on the IL to begin the season. But like we said, at least we're finally are watching baseball, and it's fun to see certain guys back healthy. Acuna looked great. He smoked the ball off the wall. He's looking good. Riley, Profar, Olson, Baldwin hit a homer. Yastrzemski hit a homer. Ozzy, Harris, all those guys starting to look good and healthy and getting some swings off. So it's good to see that.
Hey, don't forget about Mauricio Dubon.
Big Mauricio Dubon fan.
Yes, sir.
I
I
mean,
love the guy.
he's some
But
good defense.
yeah, man. But yeah, with the start of spring training, we got a tradition that we do every year. Josh, we've done it for what, like 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah.
This tradition that we have, where we will look at the Braves roster, look at the lineup, and we make our predictions. And we'll track them throughout the year. At the end of the season, we'll look and we'll see who was closer with a lot of the things, and they're declared the winner. Obviously, they'll get a nice little trophy. But this is one where we've done it for quite a while, and we always look forward to it each year.
Yeah, so what's gonna happen is we're gonna give for pretty much for the rest of the episode, for the Tomahawk talk and for the baseball segment as well. This is the week where we give off all of our predictions. And here in Tomahawk Talk, we'll give we'll give the entire Braves projected lineup and sort of guess and have some wishful thinking on how certain players will perform in their stat line for the season. Then we'll go into some pitchers and a reliever there, win totals, and all sorts of stuff. And then we'll jump over to the baseball one. But Jordan, can you tell us what the different stats we're going over for the lineup here?
Yeah, 100%. So for the batters, we're gonna be going over 5 stats, and some of these are easier to guess than others. We got batting average, we got home runs, we've got OPS, which if you don't know, that's your on base percentage plus your slugging percentage.
Yes, sir.
We've got stolen bases. That's usually pretty tough to get close, but you gotta completely guess pretty much. And then RBIs, another tough one, because you got to you gotta look at where they're going to be in the lineup, and it's tough to know that at the start of the season.
And it depends on how the guys do in front of you, so it's kind of like
exactly, it's kind of a stat that it really depends on the year, man. And we've got our 9 players here. Josh, who are we going to be guessing on today?
Now this is sort of what we were kind of guessing the lineup would look like. Now today actually the Braves played spring training game and sort of brought their entire or a good majority of the lineup. So this isn't necessarily in the right order, but we're gonna start off with Ronald Acuna Jr., then Profar, Austin Riley, Matt Olson, Drake Baldwin, Mike Yastrzemski, Ozzy Albies. We're gonna go with Ha-Seong Kim, even though he's gonna be down with injury to begin the season, but that's just gonna make it a little more interesting to try to guess what he does when he does come back. And then rounding it all out, Michael Harris. Again, this probably isn't going to be the exact lineup. Like today they had Baldwin batting in the 2 spot, and I actually kind of like that. He hit a nuke in the 2 spot as well. And now Weiss did say that Acuna will be the leadoff hitter again for 2026. I know they kind of tweaked that last season, but this isn't, like I said, this isn't the exact lineup, but these are the different players at least that we'll be sort of predicting.
Yes, sir. And obviously, this is our predictions if these guys are healthy all year. Looking at the last few years, man, none of these guys have stayed healthy the whole season, except for Olson. But I might just jinx him now.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's why if we look at the end of the year and we're like, bro, I had Olson for 100 home runs and he only hit 3. Oh, probably because he got hurt after week 2 of the season. Yeah, that's why most of these are going to be way off. Probably.
And if a lot of times for some of these, if they get hurt, we just scratch that player. Like if say Profar misses half the season because of PEDs again, obviously he's not going to hit whatever home runs we slotted him for, and so we'll just kind of scratch that off. But for Kim, since going into the season we know that he's going to miss some time, we'll both just keep rolling with him, just with lower expectations, I guess.
Yes, so let's go ahead and we'll get right into this. That way we can have some time for the pitchers as well.
Oh,
I'm gonna start us off here.
one final thing before we dive into it. This is how it's gonna go. This game. Now we'll have to come back to this at the end of the season, but all of these different players and categories, we're gonna try to win a player. Me and Jordan. It's each player we can win a player. So we have 5 categories. Whoever's closest on those categories wins that category. If you win 3 out of the 5 categories, then you win that player, so you get a point for that said player. And then, we'll explain the point rules for different stuff. It's gonna be the same for pitchers as well, pretty much.
Yep, and just like you said, we'll have the 5 categories, and I'm gonna go ahead and start us off here with Acuna. I think I'm just gonna go down the line of my predictions completely for him. So
Okay.
for batting average, I've got Acuna batting 293 this year. Um, Home run wise, I've got him hitting 35 home runs this year. It's a bit down from his 2023 season and whatnot. He had 41. OPS wise, I've got him at 913. Stolen bases, I've got 35. And then RBIs, I know he's batting leadoff, but I've still got him with 94 RBIs here.
So you kind of went more towards the average Acuna. I kind of jumped up back to his 2023 numbers. Not quite that good, but if you think about it, he got hurt in 21. 22, he wasn't the best, but then in 2023, he felt completely healthy. He was the National League MVP. Similar thing happened the other year, where, last season he came back to playing, wasn't quite 100%, but now this season he's saying in preseason he's completely healthy. So I'm kind of I have a lot of my numbers back to his MVP campaign. So for his average, I got him batting 305. Again, his MVP campaign, he bat around 330. I have him going 37 homers. I don't think he'll quite get up to the 40 something. Got him with a 989 OPS. I think he's gonna hit the crap out of baseballs this season. Now this next one, stolen bases, is tough because last season he didn't steal as much because of injury concern. But I saw something that in 16 games of winter ball, he went 11 for 11 in stolen bases. And if they're gonna have him
Dang.
try to steal that much in winter ball, I think he's gonna get the all clear to start trying to steal some bases. And especially with the Braves' new base running coach, I think he's gonna still snag some bags. So I have him slotted in at 58 stolen bases. Not as much as 23. I don't think he's gonna come close to that throughout the season, but I think 58 stolen bases is certainly reasonable for Acuna. And then finally, 97 RBIs. So that's around where you were sitting as well.
Yep. And I mean, like you said, you got him going off this year, going back to near his MVP
Yeah,
numbers. I
not
mean,
quite there,
almost a
but
thousand OPS.
yeah.
Whew. Yeah, he'll be up there at least top 3 MVP if he puts those numbers up.
Hmm.
In the 2 spot, we have Profar, man. Um, Profar, I have him kind of a wonky season, man. He's going to be batting 252. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Trust me.
Okay.
End of the season, we're going to come back to this. We're going to say, oh, shoot, Profar actually hit 252 on the money.
Okay.
That's it right there. Home runs, he's hitting 27 dingers.
Oh, okay.
That's a good amount of dingers for
That's
Profar.
pretty good. No, hey, it's like we did maybe you're basing this off of we did we're playing the show and we did a home run derby with a bunch of Braves players and Jurickson Profar are the one who won it all, so maybe that's where you're getting that extra little bit of pop there.
That's it right there, man. Profar, 27 dingers, but it's kind of wonky because he's got low on base percentage, lower than a lot of guys. So I only got him with a 792 OPS here
Interesting.
this year, which is yeah. Stolen bases, I've got him with 16 stolen bags, and then RBIs, I've got my man with 89 RBIs in the 2-hole.
That's quite ironic. I also have him at 89 RBIs in the 2 spots, so that's pretty fun. Now, I have him getting a little more contact on some of these balls, so I have him at a 265 average, but I have him at a little less home runs, so I only think he'll hit about 25 maybe. And then I think he'll be above 800 in his OPS, so I went with 825. A lot of these are more optimistic, to be fair, but I'm not none of these players I went for like surpassing their best season ever, but I definitely think a lot of these players will play better than last season.
100%, man. And obviously last year they had a lot of injury
Mhm.
concerns, and Profar missing some time there as well. But uh, yeah, I'm liking these numbers so far.
Not too far off. Not too far off.
What did you have for stolen bags again?
18. Now
18. I got you.
for all my stolen bases, right? Since we brought in the new base running coach, like I said, he made Soto go from average to below average stolen base guy to like 40 something last year. So I bumped up some of my stolen base titles a little more than their career averages just because I think he'll be a big part of that.
Yeah, that's a fair number. Fair thing to look at there. Now, our next guy here, Austin Riley, man, he's been hurt like a lot. Like every other year, he's getting a pretty serious injury. Now, here's my thing with Riley. I think he's about to have a great year. I think he's going to be top 5 MVP
Oh wow.
if he put these numbers up that I've got him with right here. All
I'm
right,
always optimistic
we
about
got
Riley
Austin
too,
Riley.
but he's one of my. I know you enjoy him too, but he's every single year. I always just he's one of my guys. I just really hope just balls out. So I always do the same thing too. I really think that when he's healthy and give him a full season, that Riley can go back to a few years ago where he was probably the best third baseman in baseball.
Yes, sir. And with that being said, I've got his numbers here. I've got Riley batting 281. All right, that's usually around where he's at for average. During his best seasons, he got up into that 300 mark, I believe. But I got him 281. I've got Riley hitting 42 home runs. 42 home runs out of Riley would be magnificent. And OPS wise, I'm putting him at 926 there. 926 OPS. I've got him actually with a higher OPS than Acuna, believe it or not here. I really am high on Riley this year. I think if he stays healthy, he's going to be incredible. Stolen bases, man, I've got him with one stolen base.
Yep. That makes sense.
I think they're gonna send him, and he's gonna be running his heart out, and then all of a sudden, their catcher's gonna end up dropping the ball, and he's gonna make it to second base safely. That's where Austin Riley's getting his stolen bag, and he's having 103 ribbies in the 3-hole.
I really like your prediction there. Mine are not quite that optimistic, but I would if out of all of these, if I lose on that one, I would be so happy. I'm a big Austin Riley fan. Probably my favorite player on this Braves team right now. But for Riley, I went for a little
And
more of kind of a in between. I didn't go for since he hasn't played a full 160 games the last like 3 seasons. I went with he's gonna be good, but not quite that good to where you put. I had him that in 275 with 34 homers and 850 OPS. So a solid number, and I'd be pretty happy if he can bounce back to that point, but I'd be a whole lot more happy if he went to your numbers. And then I think he'll get 4 stolen bases. I don't know. I just see him, once every 40 something games. You're never going to expect it. He's just standing there, and boom, he takes off. He's just standing there, boom, and then just before you know it, he has 4 stolen bases. Then finally, I think he's gonna hit about 95 ribbies.
there you go. And those again, pretty solid predictions. Wouldn't be upset with those at all. And yeah, Riley, hopefully he'll have a good solid year this year. Yeah, man. And my next guy here is going to be Matt Olson in the 4-hole. I got him having a little bit of a down year from what he's had going into his age 32 season.
Okay.
I've got Matt Olson. He's going to be batting 267.
These are some exact numbers.
Yeah, exact. I go very exact with these predictions each time, man. Because whenever it comes down to it, and you're 5 points off, and I'm 3 points off, that's it right there. I'm getting that number.
Or you could be 7 points off, and I'm like right there. Yeah.
It's true. That's technically a fair point. But again, not a crazy down year for him, but I've got him with 27 home runs here. Um, 849 OPS. Not 850,
That's
849.
crazy.
My man Matt Olson, you know how many stolen bases
How
he's
many
having?
stolen bases are you gonna have?
0 stolen bases, man.
Okay.
He ain't getting none. And he's going to have 91 RBIs in the 4-hole.
See, I'm kind of on the different thinking of you with Matt Olson. I think he's gonna bounce back to a really, really solid season. Not quite like 23, but just below there. Because last season he's about the only guy who was healthy and really mashing. And there was like towards the end of the season, Olson was kind of putting some great swings on the ball. So I think he's gonna hit about 270 with his average. So just a little bit above your what was it, 268 or something like that. Oh my
267,
bad.
man. Get it right. Come on. Gosh, 6, it
And
is
I
your
think
bad.
he's gonna hit over 40 homers. I think the Braves haven't, the last few seasons we haven't really had that guy to hit over 40 homers, and especially after 23, where it felt like half the team hit over 40 homers. I think Olsen will get back to that with 41 homers, and he'll be a big slugger with a good 890 OPS. I'm thinking. All right, here's my thinking. Here's my thought process. You know my man Kyle Tucker, right? He got that big deal. He'll steal a few bases, but guess what? He's a really slow guy. So, Olsen, he's a really slow guy too. So, he's gonna get a good 3 stolen bases in. I don't know why. I think
3.
he's gonna be sitting there, mind his own business. Boom! He's gonna take off. It's gonna be one of them stolen bases where they're not even gonna throw it down there because he got such a good jump because they have no clue that he was gonna try to attempt to steal there. And then RBIs, I think he's gonna have the most RBIs in the team with 115. I think he's gonna have a really solid season.
115. Wow. That is a lot of RBIs, man. You were correct there.
Yeah.
115. Hey, that'd
He
be
hit,
a terrific year for Olsen.
really, that's not, that, last season, he only hit like 29 homers. He had like a good bit, he had a little over 100 ribbies, so if he got over 100 last year, I think he can certainly get 115 if he puts up those type of numbers.
Josh, I just want to mention something here. Olsen, he's had a 10-year career in the MLB. You know how many stolen bases he's
How
had?
many?
9.
Okay. Again, our
9
new
stolen
our new
bases in a
stolen base
10-year
coach.
career.
I think he's gonna be like, hey Olsen, you know what? I know you've never really stolen that many bases before, but you know what? Go try to steal this bag. And Olsen's gonna be like, yes sir. He's gonna boom, go off and he's gonna steal that bag. You're never gonna see a first
Is that
baseman
how he
run like that.
sounds?
Yeah, he's a really cool dude. Sounds just like it.
Like, yes, sir. All right. Anyway, in the 5-hole, we got Drake Baldwin. I'm gonna start going through these a little bit quicker because we're kind of going kind of long on this one. But Baldwin, I got 264 average. A down year for him. He's gonna have 17 home runs, 795 OPS, 0 stolen bases out of him, and 76 RBIs.
I have him having a slightly better season, especially after seeing him in spring training and hopefully having a better second year. Last year putting up a tremendous rookie year. 268 average. And originally I had him at a few less home runs, but he had a home run today. So I had to boost up his home run total to 23. I think he's going to have a 820 OPS, 2 stolen bases, and 88 RBIs.
Man, and you really like these stolen bases here, man.
Hey, hear me out.
That's
But the
pretty
thing is,
crazy.
if Baldwin steals 4 bags, I'm getting that. If he steals 3, like if he does anything over, I will win that 'cause it'd be closer.
I mean, you're not wrong, but
And
like,
if he gets
it's Drake
0,
Baldwin,
if he
bro.
gets 0, you win it. If he gets 1, then we would tie it. So, like at that point, like, we'll see.
That's fair. I wasn't really thinking about
I
that
mean,
like
I,
you,
I
but I
would
was
not be
just thinking
surprised if
about
he gets 0
what
again.
makes
I just,
sense.
I think
Yeah.
he's got some speed in him.
All right. Well, there you go. That's your prediction. I've
Good.
got Mike Yastrzemski next. He's batting 236 with 13 home runs, 702 OPS, 4 stolen bases from Yastrzemski. So I got some there. And you know what? Mike Yastrzemski, he's going to be, when Murphy comes back, he's going to be platooning at DH. I've got him with only 42 RBIs.
We're quite off with Yastrzemski. I
There's usually a couple guys like that when we do these
You
predictions.
went with him being kind of dookie. I went with him being somewhat decent. 240 average, 19 homers, 765 OPS. You might be really upset about this one, but 13 stolen bases and
Oh
77
my
Yeah,
RBIs.
gosh!
that's a
Hey,
good
bro,
one right there.
Yastrzemski, you
13
haven't seen
stolen
that man move,
bases?
bro. He can boom, he just books it. You ain't never seen my man Mike
13
Yastrzemski book
stolen
it like
bases
that.
is absolutely insane.
Yeah, I just think Yastrzemski, I don't know, 13 stolen bases. He's just gonna, he's a big dude. He'll swipe some bags. He has 7 stolen bases last year, and I think he'll almost double that. And 77 ribbies, cause,
You're crazy.
we have him right now like the 6th spot. He'll, put up some production, but, 77 is crazy.
You're crazy, man. Um, Next up we got Ozzy Albies here in the what's this? The 7th
7th
spot
spot,
here.
yes.
We got Ozzy. I've got Ozzy. He had a pretty down year
Yeah,
last year. I got him kind of bouncing back,
I do
not
as well.
crazy, but bouncing back a little bit.
Oh, wow.
272 average with 23 home runs, 778 OPS. He's going to have 17 swiped bags, and he's going to have exactly 69 RBIs.
Interesting. I didn't, I had him bouncing back, but not quite that much. 255 average, 21 homers, 735 OPS, 15 stolen bases, so I have that one less than you. But I still have him also hitting 78 ribbies, because I think I checked something last year and he still had a good amount of RBIs, even though he kind of wasn't great, so.
Yeah, that one I kind of based on his wonky spot in the
Yeah.
lineup. It could fluctuate, so I'm not really entirely sure where
Thing
he'll
is,
be.
if the guys in front of him play
Um,
like I have him projected, yeah, he'll hit 70, he'll hit 70 ribbies, but we'll see.
yeah.
Here's the wonky one.
So next up, yeah, we got Ha-Seong Kim. We don't know when he's coming back. We don't know how much he's going to play. I've got Ha-Seong Kim having a pretty bad year. I've got him batting 245. He's going to have 9 home runs this year with a 678 OPS. Somehow he's going to come back and have 17 stolen bases though, which is kind of wonky, but he's going to swipe 17 bags and he's going to have 45 RBIs.
Yeah, that one's tough. I don't have him that bad. I have him a lot better. Let's see, where do I have him at? I have him batting 241 with 12 dingers, a 712 OPS. Hear me out. Don't you start yelling before I say this. All right, are you ready? Have you braced yourself?
So if you say like 50, if you stay like 50 stolen bases,
35
man.
stolen bases
Oh
and
my
60
gosh.
RBIs. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. His
I'm
career
listening,
high
but I
in
don't know
stolen
if I
base
can hear you
back in
out.
2023. He had 38 stolen bases. All right, and
He played the whole year too and didn't have a
yeah,
broken
but hear me
finger.
out. Hear me out. Ha-Seong Kim, he's gonna be zooming. He's gonna be zooming. He's gonna be like, oh, I'm tired. I'm sad. I missed all that time. But you know what? For some reason, I was super motivated at the beginning of the season. I want to try to get a career high in stolen bases. So he's gonna be zipping. He's gonna be moving. He's gonna be stealing all them bases. They'll be hitting them with the signs, and he's gonna be boom. He's gonna take off. Ha-Seong Kim, man, 35 stolen bases.
Man, you're talking about some nonsense here, but moving on, we got Harris in the 9th spot. I've got, I think he's going to have a pretty average season for Harris. 282 average, 18 home runs, 724 OPS with 15 stolen bags and 72
We're
RBIs.
similar on a few of those, and then we're way off when we're all. All right.
I swear you're going to have like 36 stolen bases for this guy, man. I swear to
All
you.
right, hear me out. He's gonna have a 270 average. All right, 280 something was crazy for Harris, so that was kind of up there. Like, I don't have the only player that I'd have. He'd be the second highest batting average out of all my predictions if that was correct. I have him hitting 21 dingers. I think he'll be solid. 765 OPS. Then hear me out. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
45 stolen bases.
Oh my
Hear me out.
gosh,
I
bro.
was doing some baseball savant research, alright? And Acuna was only like the 69th, in the 69th percentile of sprint speed. and yet he can steal all them bags. Harris was in the upper 80s. He was like 89th or something. So he is quite the fast dude. And again, with our new batting coach, you're gonna be relaying all them songs all day. You know, he'll be hitting them with one of these, one of these, one of these, one of these, one of these. Hit him with a whoop whoop, and then boom, Harris gonna be taking off for 45 stolen bases and 75 RBIs.
Josh, there's no way that the Atlanta Braves team is going to have 1,000 stolen bases
No, man,
this year.
it's just gonna
All
be
right?
like,
Just calm
no, we are
down.
gonna steal some bags this season. All right, Ha-Sung Kim, Harris, and
Yeah, you
Acuna.
might as well have everybody selling 73 bags, dude. What are you talking
Hey,
about?
bro, you're gonna feel like a doofus when Michael Harris has 30 stolen bases at the All-Star break.
I feel like that's just false. But anyway, we
I'm
got to
just
move
saying,
on
I
to
have
these
research to
pitchers,
back
man.
up my takes. So,
Nah, bro, your take is stupid, bro. But, if you prove me wrong, I will not be upset. Anyway, we got to move on to these pitchers. We're running out of time here. Starting off, we're going to have the ERA and the strikeouts is the only stats for these pitchers. And since we don't know who the 5 spot's going to be in the rotation as of right now, we've got Chris Sale, Spencer Strider, Ronaldo Lopez, Grant Holmes, and we're just going to go ahead and throw our closing pitcher in there, Robert Suarez, to see what his stats are going to be. I'm interested to see what you got for him. Go ahead and start us off with Chris Sale, Josh.
Sale, I got doing slightly worse than he has in the past. He's getting older, but still solid with a 2.63 ERA and 215 strikeouts.
Oh my gosh, we're almost the exact same. I was thinking the same reasoning. I got exactly same 2.63 ERA. I've got 207
Oh, okay.
strikeouts.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Stri-
Wow, dude, that's
Strider, I
crazy.
think, is going to fix a lot of his ERA problems and really get that down. He's not quite going to get his fastball, velo, and stuff up as much yet. That's why his strikeouts will be a little lower than he has in the past. But I think he'll fix it to an extent. 3.27 ERA, but still a good strikeout pitcher with 235.
There you go. And I've got Strider similarly fixing his ERA a little bit. Not like crazy, crazy, but I'm getting him down to 3.47. And again, Strider known for his strikeouts. I've got him up at 215 this year,
That's fair. That's
which
fair.
is technically up
Yeah.
from last year, I
Yeah.
believe. Yes, sir.
Next we got Ronaldo Lopez. Lopez is hard to figure out. So I kind of just threw a bunch of numbers together because I do not see him doing anything like he did back in 24, but he missed all of last season, so I have really no clue what to base him off of. I'm just going with kind of some average numbers. 3.1 ERA with 150 strikeouts. He's not the biggest strikeout guy.
And yeah, man, I was sitting here thinking the same thing. I'm like, man, I don't know what he's gonna do because he had the one crazy year in 24 where he had a sub 2 ERA, but I put him with 2.94 ERA, and I think he's gonna figure out some strikeout stuff this year with the new pitching coaches and whatnot. Got him with 165
Okay.
strikeouts.
Grant Holmes, I have him at again. He's similar, but he played a little more last year. There's more to base off of. About a 3.6 ERA, which is it's about where he's been sitting, and then 195 strikeouts. I think he'll remember what was it? Was it last season when he like struck out like 10 or 12 dudes or something? So I think he can certainly strike out some guys.
195 is up there compared to what I got, but I've got him having a pretty average to below average year for him. I've got 3.86 ERA, and I've got
Oh
135
wow,
strikeouts for the guy.
135. Mm,
Yeah, 60 less than what you've got. So,
that's a
it's
big
interesting.
difference. Like I said, I kind of
Mm-hmm.
went off of when he was healthy. That breaking ball, his breaking stuff is really hard to hit because he only throws fastball about 20 to 30% of the time, but that breaking stuff is really hard to square up. And I'm pretty sure was it last year against the Rockies or something? He had like 10 to 12 strikeouts against them or something. So I think he's pretty solid. Then we got Robert Suarez, who he will not be the closer. He'll be the setup. He'll still probably get a lot. He's going to pitch a lot no matter what happens. He'll get a lot of save opportunities. Again, pretty much average numbers for Suarez. 2.85 ERA with 72 strikeouts.
This is where we differ, man. This is exactly where we differ right here. I've got Robert Suarez putting up one of the
Oh,
best seasons ever. All right. I mean, not necessarily one of the best
that's
seasons ever,
what you
but
just said, though.
I think he's going to do a
Okay.
lot this year, bro. 2.01 ERA for him, which is, he's usually a pretty high ERA guy for a reliever, like 2.93, around there. I've got him with
Oh
106
my
strikeouts.
goodness. That's kind of wild. He's
Watch
like
out, guys.
35,
Watch out.
36,
Watch
and you
out for
think he's
Robert
going to do all
Suarez.
of that.
Watch
Oh
out for
my
him this year.
goodness, Rob. I mean, I put a
I always have a hot
that
take.
one was. See, you're making fun of all my stolen base picks. That would be insane. He's not even projected to be the best
Hey,
reliever
that's what
on the
I'm
team,
saying,
and yet
bro.
you're putting up those numbers.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm just saying something's gonna happen. Iggy's gonna get in a car
Don't
crash or
say
something,
that.
and Robert Suarez gonna have to
He
step
doesn't
up.
have to step up.
It's not gonna
He's
be
gonna
like
be
a life
the
threatening one. He's
B
just
closer. He's not gonna be the closer, but I mean, set up putting those type. No, I think he'll be solid, but just above a two.
just watch out, man. He's coming.
You were making fun of me for my stolen base picks. I'm just saying.
I'm just telling you
Now
what's
I
gonna
am
happen, man. You don't gotta make fun of me
very
about it.
curious what you have for your Braves win totals. Now, whoever gets closer to this will get 2 points. What is your
Yeah,
Braves win total?
and you know, I I had some pretty solid predictions for all these players. I think if we can find that fifth guy in the rotation, if we can have all these guys, do what I've got them putting up, I've got the Braves at 99 and 63.
Wow, 99 wins.
It's a high number, I know.
That's
I
some.
know it's high, but if those guys put up what they got, I
Yeah,
think that's about right where
that's
they'll
some
be.
good hopeful wishing there. I'm not quite there. I have the Braves at 72 wins. No. I'm gonna go with I
What?
have 93 wins. I think they will make a huge bounce back from last season. I don't think they're gonna quite do that. I think they will be one of the better teams in baseball if they can stay healthy. Kind of get some sort of rhythm going in that rotation. A solid offense again when healthy. So I think 93 is a solid win total.
And that's very fair, man. But I was looking at my predictions. I'm like, dang, bro, if these guys actually do all this, I think they're gonna be somewhere around
That's true.
99 wins. Um, and Robert Suarez
That's
is gonna be closing out them games. That's where we've struggled. Um, that's what's gonna happen, man. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, those are our sort of Braves predictions for the upcoming season. And we'll dive into our other MLB predictions in just 1 second.
All right, Josh. Usually we have some baseball predictions, more wide range. Obviously it's not gonna be as in depth as the Braves, like with statistics and everything for the
Yeah,
players.
we're
That,
not going through
whew,
every single player's statistics, every lineup. Oh my goodness, you know how long that takes?
take years, man. I mean, what we usually do, we look at. This is not necessarily their playoff seeding. This is just the 1 through 6. Most wins for the AL and most wins for the NL. Um, and then we will have our World Series champion pick. Now, there's a rule here with a lot of these picks where we cannot pick the people that won it last year, right? So the World Series, you can pick
Yeah,
a team. You cannot pick the Dodgers, right? Because they won it last year. Even if they win, if your team gets second place, that is technically still correct. If they make it to the World Series and lose, that's technically still correct. Um, and then we usually go in and we'll pick our predictions for awards. We go AL and NL MVP. Same for Cy Young, and then reliever of the year. And same with those. We're not going to be able to pick the people that won last year. So that way we don't get
yeah.
fatigued with that. It'll be some new faces in there.
Yeah, because if we were doing our same picks, there's not many people who aren't going to go with Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani for MVP. So
Exactly.
that's a way to just kind of change it up. And like you said, if your person gets second, if they're runner up because the other person has won it again, then that still counts. You still get that. But on to begin, we're going off with our playoff picture. Jordan, who do you have as your what do you want to start with? Let's go with the American League. Who do you have as your sixth spot in the American League?
Oh, it's the sixth spot. I've got the Baltimore Orioles at my sixth spot. I don't got win totals. I just got them in there.
That's why I have that as well.
Yep.
I'm going to go with the Boston Red Sox as the 6th spot. I really didn't want to put them in my top 6, but I think that rotation itself is good enough to give them a playoff spot. I think they'll be a top 6 team. I think they'll be decent.
Yeah, man. And I mean, I'm high on the Red Sox, as we may have heard here, but I have them in the 5 spot for the American League. I know it's interesting. I've been talking all this stuff about, oh yeah, they're gonna win the division and everything, but honestly, I kind of calmed down a little bit. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I'm not insane, right? I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, the Red Sox the best team ever to be on the face of the earth.
I don't know, you're kind of wild.
Anyway, yeah, we got the Red Sox there in the 5 spot for me.
Now this is really funny because this shows our opinions. I went with the Orioles at my 5 spot.
Yep.
I flipped them around. I think the Orioles would be better than the Red Sox. I'm just saying, Red Sox are alright, but they ain't got much of an offense. They might play some small ball, they might bunt on you. So Dane Raphael probably lay down a solid bunt. But I think the Orioles have the pieces. Alonso with the first home run in all spring training, that was fun to see. I think the Orioles have a all around good team. Solid offense and a staff that has now been upgraded, a rotation that's now been upgraded, and decent bullpen pieces as well. So I think the Orioles would be the 5 spot.
All right, fair enough. And I've got I don't know if this is really considered a hot take or not yet, but I've got in the 4 spot the Toronto Blue Jays. They went to the World Series last year, which is why I'm thinking it could be a hot take. But they lost a couple guys. Obviously, brought in Dylan Cease, but I see them in the 4 spot.
I don't mind your take at all. That's not bad. I certainly see them regressing to an extent, but in my 4 spot, I'm gonna go with the Tigers. I think solid offense. Last season, they found ways to win games. Incredible rotation with the best pitcher in the American League with Tariq Skubal, and you have Framber Valdez, and you have I believe Mize as well, and just there's some solid pieces on that Tigers team. And my man Javi Baez, just swinging at pitches in the dirt, but it's just yeah, you got some good defense to him. So I think the Tigers will be a pretty solid team next season.
Yep, and I agree with you here. I got them actually in my 3 spot, the Detroit Tigers. Everything you just said, man, exactly. I just got them a little bit higher than the Blue Jays here.
My 3 spot, I'm gonna go with a little interesting one. I'm gonna go with the Mariners.
All right.
They got my man the Big Dumper. They have a really solid rotation when healthy. Good offense as well. They've made some deals. I think this Mariners team is going to be one that they're going to really make a push for a good playoff run and a good regular season as well.
Yeah, man, and you probably thought that was a hot take. I have the Mariners in the 2 spot.
And I could see that as well.
Obviously Gino Suarez gone, but they brought in Brendan Donovan. They got, again, that really solid rotation where any of those guys could be considered an ace.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of good stuff. I got Andres Munoz having a good
They got
year.
Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Right. They got all those guys. They got Josh Naylor. They brought him back.
Gilbert.
But yeah, I got the Mariners in the 2 spot for the AL.
J-Rod.
Yeah, J-Rod, I think is gonna have a really good year as well.
I think that we have the same teams in our 1 to 6, so I'm not too upset. We'll see who you put at 1, but I have the Toronto Blue Jays at my 2 spot. They went to the World Series last year. Yes, you're missing some pieces with Bo Bichette, but yet some of these young guys are now going to have a more time under their belt, and Bichette missed some time with injury anyways. You bring in Dylan Cease to really fortify that rotation. That's a big upgrade over Chris Bassett. So I think the Toronto Blue Jays will certainly be a big contender next season.
I agree, man.
Who do you have as your number 1 spot? Because we'll either it's either going to be the same one or we're going to have different 1 through 6s. So
I'm pretty confident.
I'm pretty curious who you have as your
I got the
number 1
Yankees
spot.
number 1. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah.
I do as well.
Garrett Cole coming back. Very solid offense. They didn't really lose anybody.
No, they re-signed just about everybody that they had.
And again, they were very
Um,
solid last year. Just I think getting that ace along with Rodon coming back, it's going to be a good team this year.
that rotation's scary. You have Reed, Rodon, Garrett Cole coming back. Maybe Luis Hill as well, I believe. He's nasty too. So and that offense is one of the better offenses. Paul Goldschmidt has been solid. Obviously the best batter, probably in all of baseball, and Aaron Judge. And it's, you have Jazz Chisholm and all sorts of pieces that, excuse me, it really is just a scary all around team. And I think that they will, pending injuries, will probably be one of, if not the best team in the American League.
Yeah, man. And uh, I'm I'm curious what you did for your World Series prediction here. I took an interesting route. All right, so
We
obviously,
haven't we haven't done our NL guys first.
oh, well, that's technically true. I didn't think
You're
about
try
that.
you're try you're trying to jump the
I'm
gun.
sorry.
You're just ignoring the NL
I'm
guys.
sorry, brother.
You
NL,
gotta get. I'm more of a National League guy
I
myself, and
agree. I'm
you're
sorry.
just throwing them
I
away. I guess you
overlooked
just
them.
don't
I'm
like the
sorry.
National
I'm
League.
sorry. Good
That
catch.
that's
Listen,
frustrating. That's
listen.
frustrating.
Hey,
I'm
you know
sorry.
what? You go first,
I'm
then.
just
You go
I'm
first.
okay. This one was a weird spot. I was really struggling to figure out who I'd want to go with my sixth spot. This is a weird team that I gotta be honest. This is not a team that I always expect to be good. But people forget this team won the most games in all of baseball last season. Yet they made a bunch of downgrades, traded away some pieces. But I still think the Milwaukee Brewers will be a solid enough team to be a postseason postseason team.
They always are, man. They always are. Every single year it feels like they make the playoffs, and you're just like, why are the Brewers here? Then you remember, oh wait, they're in the NL Central. Of course they're here. But you know, that's a solid team there. I can't disagree with you. Yeah, man, I've got a bit of an interesting one here for my sixth spot as well. You might not expect it. I've got the San Francisco Giants. Now, hear me out, right?
Mm.
They've signed not really that many guys, these new guys this year, but some of their guys had down years last year, and I'm looking at Logan Webb to be one of the top Cy Young candidates. I'm thinking the Giants are going to have a good enough year to sneak into that sixth spot.
I mean the Giants they're alright. But I don't know. I mean, I guess you're just a big Luis Arias fan. You were a Twins fan for a bit, so prime Luis Arias there. But I don't know. I think they'll be all right, but I just think they're a pretty mid team all around. I don't think they'll quite be playoff caliber. They could be, but I just don't quite see it.
Again, I always like to have a couple hot takes in
Yeah,
my
that's fair.
preseason predictions.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. You have to. That's like all my stolen bases, man. I'm just a stolen base type of guy.
Yeah.
But in the five spot, I really did not want to put this team here, but they were the most active team in the off season. They had so many holes to fill, and yet they did that, and that's the Mets. I really did not want to put them up here, but think of all the different moves that they have made offensively to completely rebuild that offense. And they went over and got Freddie Peralta as well, giving not just a solid arm, but a legitimate ace at that in that rotation. And I think the Mets are going to be really hard to overlook, even just for their offense, which will be quite solid next season or this season.
So yeah, you went with the Mets there. That makes me think that the team I excluded from this you definitely have in like your top four here. Um, but going with the five spot, I actually had the Brewers there. Like you said, most wins in baseball
Yeah.
last year, lost some guys, but I've still got the Brewers in the five spot.
Fourth spot, I got a little more interesting take. I think they also made some great moves in free agency. You lost Kyle Tucker, but they went and got Alex Bregman, made some really good upgrades to their rotation. I think the Cubs are going to be playoff bound. I think PCA is going to go back to his pre-All-Star game PCA and, really be solid in the World Baseball Classic as well. I think the Cubs are going to sneak in and be that fourth spot.
And that's the team I excluded. Hot take. I don't think the Cubs are going to be good. I think PCA is going to be trash. I think he had a good start of the year last year. He's going to be terrible. I think Alex Bregman is going to pull a Trevor Story when he moved away, and
Oh
he's
man,
just going to be awful. I don't like this Cubs team. Obviously, lost Kyle Tucker. I don't think this is going to be a good team,
like
man.
5%.
That's my thing.
And I can see that, but I'm a little more optimistic for this Cubs team. And I also want to see the Cubs go to the playoffs. They've been kind of mid for the last few years. I want to see them. I want to see them be decent next year.
Yeah, and I respect that. I've kind of always liked the Cubs a little bit myself as well. Um, but in my fourth spot, I went with the New York Mets.
Yeah.
Like, same reasons you said, man. They brought in a lot of guys. I don't like to see the Mets up there, but they made a lot of good moves in the offseason. Somehow filled all them holes that they needed to. And I've got them in my fourth spot.
All right, now we get to our top three of the National League. I also don't like putting them here, but I got to go with the Phillies. They are consistently one of the better teams in all of baseball. They made a few more solid moves. Now they did lose Ranger Suarez, so I don't think they'll quite be as good this season as they were last season. Resigned Schwarber and bringing back Realmuto as well, but I don't think they'll quite be as good as last season. But I still think the Phillies are, you're kind of crazy if you're not putting them in your top six.
Yeah, and I think we might have the same top three here. I went with the Phillies also in my three spot. Like you said, lost Ranger Suarez, not going to be as good there. But, I think they'll have some solid production out of the other guys in that rotation. And I'm looking at Christopher Sanchez to have another good year
Yeah.
like last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at
Yeah, he was
Johan
solid.
Duran to be a good closer there. I think this will be a pretty solid Phillies team, unfortunately. But I've got them in my three spot.
I agree. I think we might have the same exact 1 through 6 for the National League. I'm going with the Braves at the 2 spot. We just talked about all the predictions. I think when healthy, the Braves probably have the second best lineup in the National League, maybe only just slightly behind the Dodgers and maybe someone like the Yankees. When healthy, this is a really solid Braves lineup. The rotation has pieces to be really good. We'll see. We'll see who gets that 5th spot. Bullpen is a top 5 bullpen in baseball. If the Braves can stay away from more injuries, I really think that they will be one of the better teams in baseball. But yet I say that every single year, and what happens? Half the team lands on the IL at the same time. So we'll see. That's where I have at my 2 spot.
Yep, and I went the exact same way. Obviously, I have them with 99 wins, but you got the Dodgers. They're going to have like 190 wins this year. So I've got the Braves.
190.
Yeah, I've got them in my 2 spot. I mean, exactly what you just said, man. If this is a healthy team, they're one of the best teams in baseball. But that's the issue that we've had is the health. So go ahead and tell us the Dodgers and give us how many wins you think they're going to have this year.
I think around 105. I don't think it'll be as crazy as some people think. I think they'll pace themselves a little bit. But the Dodgers they do what the Dodgers always do. Didn't really lose anybody, and they got the best possible players in the free agent market. I
Yep.
mean, they do what they do every single year. They didn't really lose anybody, and they brought in Kyle Tucker and Edwin Diaz. So I think they'll be a really hard team to be able to stop, and they're very clearly the World Series favorites. So I would be very surprised if they don't win. At least they don't win at 100 games. I think they at least get 100 games.
You know what I saw the other day, Josh? This is very
But
interesting. I was doing a little, if you guys don't know what Sporkle is, it's a thing they got all sorts of quizzes on there. I was doing one where it was so far through the 2020s for each team, each position, who has the most WAR. Can you go ahead and try and guess who the starting pitcher was for the Dodgers? 2020's most WAR.
2020's most work. So is that like 2020 to 25?
Yep.
Okay. And they played with the Dodgers throughout all of that?
I mean, it's just who has the most total WAR throughout then for the Dodgers.
Oh, okay, okay.
Starting pitcher.
I mean, obviously, yeah, okay. So I'd go with someone like Blake Snell or something.
It's Clayton Kershaw. I found that very surprising.
Really? Clayton Kershaw?
Yeah, I found that extremely
Huh.
surprising. Clayton Kershaw, he retired. Wasn't the greatest last year. Somehow still made the All-Star
Yeah,
game, probably
that's
because
why
he was retiring.
a legacy all-star appearance.
Yep. And
Still better than Shador.
they brought in Kyle Tucker. Yeah, that's true. They brought in Kyle Tucker. They brought in the best closer in the league in Edwin Diaz. And the Dodgers are going to have 108 wins this year.
I wouldn't be surprised. I really, whatever number that they have over 100, I would not be surprised. I I I gotta be honest. You could tell me they're gonna win 120 games, and I'd be like, you know what? I see it.
Yeah.
I hope they don't, but
Very doable.
you know.
All right. Now, I jumped the gun a little bit. I've got the World Series champion. The Dodgers cannot be your selection. Even if they win, the team that comes in second, the runner-up, if you selected them, you win this event. And what's this worth, Josh? Is this worth 3 points if it's right?
This is worth 3 points if it's correct, because World Series pick is kind of difficult.
It is. So I'm curious to see what you went with here.
I went with not the Yankees, even though they were my 1 pick. Not the Blue Jays, even though they're my 2 pick. But I think a team that has a lot of depth and a team that typically you hear, pitching wins championships. I have to go with the Mariners. I think that they are a solid team. They've made some upgrades offensively. I think J-Rod can maybe put up his best season to date. And I think the Mariners, if their rotation is healthy, you have some good pitchers in that pen as well. I think the Mariners go on a little run to give the Dodgers a run for their money and possibly win the World Series.
Josh, we talked about this when we were hanging out with our guy Connor this week. How similar of people we are. We like the same things. In regards to a lot of stuff, I went with the Mariners.
That's wild.
It's insane, dude. I was same mindset.
We did not collaborate on
No,
this.
not at all. Pitching wins championships. They got one of the best rotations in the league. I've got Andres Munoz having a great year in the bullpen along with some other guys. The offense, I got J-Rod having a great year. I've got other guys like that, Josh Naylor, Big Dumper, of course, and guys like that all having good years. I think Brendan Donovan's going to have a good year. I got the Mariners making a run. And again, it all comes down to that postseason, what they do. And last year they looked good. Blue Jays just barely beat them out there in the ALCS. But again,
and I believe they still have Randy, don't they? Don't they still have Rosarena?
Yeah, Rosarena.
So I feel like he can bounce back, hitting them with some of the like he did in the WBC. But I don't know. That's why we both picked the Mariners for our MVP pick or for our World Series pick. But onto our MVPs and different awards. I'm very curious to hear you have for these.
Boy, do I got some takes for you. Very hot takes for some of these.
Okay, he's a hot taker. He's a real hot taker.
We'll start with the AL. And I think I'm going to go for front to back here. We're going to start with the reliever of the year is what I've got as least important reward. And
I'm going to change it up a little bit. I see.
I do. And going off what we just said, I've got Andres Munoz with the reliever of the year for the AL.
Come on, man. You're taking all my picks. I also went with Andres Munoz as my reliever of the year. I think he's going to be nasty. He throws absolute gas, has a pretty solid slider that he likes to throw a lot too. Really reliable. I think Munoz certainly be the best reliever in the American League.
And you know what's crazy? I think we very well could have gone with the same Cy Young winner here as well. I mean, I've been talking about this since we started this podcast. I've got Garrett Crochet winning the Cy Young Award.
Really? I don't see anyone else winning that Cy Young in the American League other than Crochet. It's not going to be Tariq Skubal. Crochet has such a interesting delivery. He throws so hard, but his off speed, that sweeper that he throws is crazy. If you play him in the show or whatnot, that thing's disgusting. I really could see Crochet winning Cy Young. And he's also my AL Cy Young pick.
All right, there's no way we have the same one for MVP, man. I got one of the hottest takes of MVP probably ever. All right?
Yeah, we probably don't have the same AL MVP.
I'm looking at the numbers from last year. This guy played about 113 games and put up over 40 home runs, over 1,000 OPS. this guy, I mean, it's crazy if this guy wins it in his second year. I got Nick Kurtz winning the AL MVP.
I thought about that. He was one of the guys that I really wanted to go with, but yet it's really hard to base it with a guy who smaller sample size last year, but yet was really good. So it's one of those things: is are they going to be able to figure it out? Is he just really this electric? It's hard. It's hard to figure out, but I really like that pick for MVP.
I
I do
mean,
not have the same one, but
I found that crazy, man. He had
finally.
113 games and he had
Mm,
over 40 home runs, man. If he plays a and he's at first base, so it's very low risk for injury on fielding things, right? Like if he plays a full 160 games, man, I've got him 50 something home runs easy. That's I think the Big Amish got that one there.
I really like that take, and I really thought about that one. But I went with someone different. This is a guy that has been the single best player at his position for a few years now. He's so good at all facets of the ball, and he is electric. He's electric offensively. That's Bobby Witt.
Yeah.
I, he's just so nasty. He puts up such great numbers. And from the shortstop position, you're playing one of probably the second most taxing position in all of baseball, and you're putting up consistently a high 8 to 900 OPS numbers with solid defense as well. So I really would love to see Bobby Witt. And he's been a top 5 MVP guy the last few years. I just think this is the season he kind of puts it all together. And maybe gives a guy like Judge a run for his money. But I don't know. Judge looking great in spring training
Oh
already.
yeah.
So we'll see about that.
And that's very, very possible as well, man. That I was between my few guys here looking at Big Amish, looking at Bobby Witt, uh, Gunnar Henderson, guys like that. Bobby Witt's probably my next pick if it wasn't gonna be Big Amish there, but you know, uh,
I did think about the big Amish, but I would be so ecstatic if he won MVP though.
hmm
But
love my man
that's some
Kurtz,
good
man.
picks there.
Yes, sir. And what do you got for the
One
reliever?
one more
Oh,
thing, one more thing on my man Nick Kurtz. You know, my aunt and uncle knew, like personally know Nick Kurtz and his family, which to me is something that's it's always one of them stories I'll hear every once in a while, and I'm like, how in the world do you know my man Nick Kurtz? He's like, oh yeah, I went to his brother's wedding, and he was
what?
there, and he was all like, he had surgery on his arm or something. He was talking to us. I'm like, you met the big Amish? Can
That's
I come see
crazy,
the big
man.
Amish?
That's awesome, man. I didn't realize
Yeah,
that you knew the Kurtz family, man.
I
That's
mean, I
oh yeah,
don't,
you
but
don't,
like I
but
said, my aunt and uncle knows, like they knew his family and his parents and stuff. I was like, wow, that's
how
because
about that?
they live where's Kurt's from? It's from like Wilmington or something, right?
Yeah, something around there. I think they might have moved there though. He's born somewhere like North Carolina or something.
Yeah,
I think it might
for
be
sure.
Cambridge or something that they might have moved to.
Cambridge. Yep, that's it. Yep, that's it. So that's something that I heard a while back, and I was like, what in the world, y'all know Nick Kurtz? Like you, and they're like, oh yeah, I've seen Nick Kurtz before. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. The big Amish, but. All
Wow,
right, back to our picks. I just thought I'd bring that up real
there you
fast.
go, Big Amish. Josh, what you got for reliever of the year for the NL?
So I went with my man Andres Munoz with the American League. I'm gonna stick with the M names and go Mason Miller.
Yeah,
One of the best relievers, has some of the best stuff in all of baseball. I think he's gonna put it together and put up one of the best relief pitching seasons we've seen in a little bit.
yeah, man, he's nasty. If you're not going Edwin Diaz, he should be your favorite. Obviously, Diaz won it last year, so you can't go with him. Um,
Yeah.
and I mean, Mason Miller throws absolute gas. What 105 he's thrown before 100. He's getting up
And he
there with
has
the
these
gas.
disgusting breaking balls and whatnot. He's such an electric arm.
Yeah, I think with the
I was really
Padres,
surprised when the A's traded him away.
I know, right? Very surprising. I guess they're thinking they won't really need him at the end of the game when they're already down 12 runs. But, um,
That's true.
you know, Mason Miller should be a favorite to win. I didn't go with Mason Miller. If you recall during the Tomahawk talk, I had an absurd season for Robert Suarez, and I've got him capping it off with the reliever of the year award.
Mm. Now, do you think he would in this scenario take over closing roles from Iggy, Or what do you think's happening there?
Well, I think, remember, he starts the season as setup, and then remember
Yeah.
Iggy gets in the car accident and dislocates his
Oh,
right
yeah.
pointer finger. So then Robert Suarez
But
steps
how
in.
long will that sideline Iggy with the dislocated right pointer finger? Because we need him back for the playoffs.
Yeah, he'll come back for that, but for the
Oh, okay.
time being, we
So
can't
maybe
have him
only
with the dislocated right pointer finger because that's a bit of an injury concern that could get a lot worse if you put him back in
that's
there,
true.
throwing them nasty pitches with the dislocated finger. But Robert Suarez, reliever of the year.
Yeah, I like that take. I like that take. Now on to our NL Cy Young. I think this is interesting. I'm really not quite sure if this guy will get it because he's in the Dodgers, and the Dodgers like to go with, especially with Ohtani now,
Same
that they'll
guy.
probably go with a 6-man rotation. So, and I'm gonna go with Yamamoto. He
We
was
took this all.
really, really solid.
Man,
We went with the same guy again.
man.
He's been disgusting. His stuff is immaculate. Do you see what he did in the playoffs?
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? 3 complete game shutouts or something like that? Like 2 in the World Series or something like that?
Plus
And
coming in
coming out
relief.
to,
Yeah.
and he came out in relief on he threw a complete game shutout, then had 2 days of rest and then came in and closed out the World Series. So I think Yamamoto is just something different. He's disgusting. I think has a great shot at Cy Young. I'm not quite sure if he'll get there just because of innings pitched with that Dodgers rotation, but I think he's solid.
Yeah, man. And I went with the same thing, man. Just looking at Yamamoto, he was disgusting last year, top 3. Obviously, he had Paul Skeens, which we can't pick. Christopher Sanchez was above him. It's Christopher Sanchez, bro. He's not going to win Cy Young. So, got to go with Yoshinobu Yamamoto, man. And a great name he has. But Yamamoto,
Reminds me of
I got
Yoshi.
him winning that sucker right there.
Now we'll go on to our NL MVPs. This one, kind of a toss-up for me. I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't want to pick anyone on the Dodgers because I feel like there's been a lot of Dodgers mentioning. I really don't. I hope that this guy does not win NL
Oh,
MVP.
no.
But he was solid last season.
No.
Not quite his best numbers, but I think, especially with a few of these other additions, I think Juan Soto
Dang it!
can certainly be a MVP caliber guy.
No! We took the same guy again, Josh. It never ends.
I promise you, we did not correlate any of this.
No, man, this is insane.
We just came up with the categories like AL, NL, MVP. All right, give our 2 things.
Oh
Hell,
my
Juan Soto was
gosh,
one of
dude.
my guys. I was just like, you know what? I think he'll do solid. This one, I'm not sure if he'll go with Juan Soto. So I think Juan Soto will probably bounce back and have a really solid year, especially if he steals 40 stolen bases again and stuff. And this guy obviously also has to pick Juan Soto. Man,
Juan Soto, man. Again, same thing you said. I hope he doesn't, but he probably will. You know, obviously you got Ohtani, but
over half of our picks we've duplicated, Jordan.
which is
Over
insane.
half of our picks.
Insane, dude. Gosh sakes. Yeah.
At least it's better than if we were allowed to take previous winners, because then we would have said, we both would have taken Judge, Ohtani, and we both probably would have taken Skeens and Scooble. So
What's unfortunate though is that's a lot of missed out on points that we could have there. But
it's your fault, man. You always copying my stuff.
not my fault. It's your fault. I come up with this before you.
No, I came up with my stuff. I don't know when you came up. When did you come up with your stuff?
At some point.
I did them this
But
morning.
I know it was before you. Just trust me. Trust me on
I
that
don't
one.
know, cause you were still working on stuff earlier, cause I was just waiting on my tablet to charge and I already had all these done. So I think you copied off of me.
How did I
You
copy
had
off
no
of you
clue.
if you were
You
not
were
even
like,
here?
I wonder who my NL MVP should be. You know what? Let me just hack into Josh's Google Docs here and see what he has, and I'll just copy that. I think it'll be a really funny thing. Ha 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 ha. And then he just copied me on half my stuff just because he didn't do the research for Juan Soto and your different MVPs. But
Yeah, I think you're talking crazy nonsense here, but obviously that's our picks, and we're gonna go over the little bit of our injury update that we'll have each week with the baseball season. And the injury we've had this last week is Pablo Lopez. I talked about him last week. Pablo Lopez getting
yes,
some Tommy John on his
we've
arm.
been jinxing one dude every week. We've been jinxing a guy every week. We gotta just
I
not talk
swear.
about these players.
Yep.
Shoot, we talked about a lot of Dodgers guys today, so
Aaron
maybe
Judge, Shohei Ohtani, Kyle Schwarber, Zach Wheeler, all those guys are
Kyle
going to be
Tucker,
healthy this next year, 100%.
Kyle Tucker, Kyle Tucker, Kyle Tucker, Kyle Tucker, Kyle Tucker. No, Pablo Lopez with the Tommy John, that's really a huge hit to the Twins because the Twins are always right there with the Tigers, especially, last year and stuff for playoff spots, but losing a guy like Pablo Lopez, a legitimate ace, there aren't as many starters out there that I would consider as legitimate aces. Pablo Lopez is one of those guys. Great stuff, and that's unfortunate. Tommy John, that'll take him out all season, probably some of next season as well. And he's known for throwing gas, so who knows how he'll be able to recover. I don't know. It's an unfortunate injury for the Twins.
Yep, and they're gonna have to rely on Joe Ryan now this year, just like they did last year. But it's Joe Ryan. It's not that much you can rely on there. He's solid, but not an
He's
ace by
solid,
any
but
means. Not an ace.
yeah,
Um,
that's all of our. Joe Ryan's solid. Now that's all of our sort of predictions and takes and stuff. We're quite like-minded, I guess. We're just coming up with a lot of these same picks, so that's funny. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this season wraps up, and hopefully I'll be able to look at all of this at the end of the season, and be like, oh my goodness, man, Juan Soto did win MVP. Or, maybe, Robert Suarez, he did put up that 2.01 ERA or something. And you'll be able to look back and say, hey, I told you so. Or maybe you'll be like, Jordan, see, Michael Harris stole all them bags. Or Drake Baldwin actually stole 3 bases. And I'm like, you know what, I told you so. But that'll be fun to look forward to throughout the season.
there you go. We're gonna probably do a recap video at the end of the year talking about these predictions. We're probably gonna look like complete idiots when it is all said and done. There's gonna be like some
We look like
random
complete idiots anyway, so
uh,
that doesn't change it.
yeah, but of course some random Dodgers prospect gonna get called up and he's gonna win MVP, Cy Young, and reliever of the year, just him. But um yeah,
It's just
it's
one
always
guy
fun to
winning
look
all the
back.
awards.
Yeah, it's always fun to look back at the end of the year and see what changed, what happened throughout the year, and if we look like idiots or geniuses.
Yeah. Make sure to stay tuned with us, down the road. Maybe we'll see if we got those right or wrong. So stay tuned with us, until we get to that point.
Yes, sir. As you might know, today, as the date we're recording this, is the end of the Olympics. So they're coming to a close. I know it's very sad, Josh. No more curling for 4
No
years.
more curling. I
I
can't
know.
wait that long for more curling, man.
It's very
I'm a big
disappointing.
curling enjoyer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Speaking of curling, man, we saw the Canadian team. If you remember, they had that little controversy I was telling you about last week, where they had
Yep,
the
yep,
little cheating scandal. The
yep.
men's team ended up winning it for them. So I guess they had no repercussions or nothing, so they won the gold medal there. But
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
yeah, that's the curling bit there. But let's take a little recap, see what the USA did, and we'll see what the standings look like here coming up to the very closing of the Olympics. We got the closing ceremony tonight. So the US, as our last recording, had 5 gold medals. Now, you want to take a guess of how many they got, Josh?
12.
They got 12, dude. That's an incredible guess.
Yes!
That's
We're
incredible.
locked in today. We're locked in. We're locked
Wow.
in. We're just like,
I didn't tell him that either. He just kind of guessed it.
they'll see my reaction. That's just, bro. We're locked in today, man. We're just locked in. I don't know what
We're
the
good.
deal was. I mean,
So,
maybe it's because we did hang out for a while yesterday
it's
and
true.
stuff, but
The
I don't
day
know.
before there, but
Sent
Um,
some absolute bombs off of him in the cage.
yeah, so that's false. But the USA, they got 7 gold medals since our last recording. Um, we're gonna start off with the most recent and also the most oldest from our last recording date. Is the U.S. won gold in men's and women's hockey. That's 2 gold medals right there. USA is superior in hockey right there. Right, Canada does not even come close, except they did, and it went to overtime, and we ended up winning.
Which is funny because like that's like Canada's sport.
Yeah, right. That's
That'd
technically.
be like if Canada won the WBC. Like, come
Yeah,
on, bro.
that'd be very odd. But Josh, let me ask you this question: what do you think is Canada's national sport? And there is a
I've
correct
heard
answer.
this one. I've heard this one. It's lacrosse.
It's lacrosse, man. How is it not hockey, bro? Come on. But
I guess they like lacrosse. I don't know. You just kind of use the stick to chuck a ball.
I mean,
It
they
looks
like,
kind of cool. I don't know.
yeah, I guess, but whatever. Um, so USA getting 2 golds there, and then you'll like the name of this sport, Josh. The women's monobob.
Monobob. That sounds like you ever seen the Transformers?
Yep.
You know the Autobots. Like this is like a new set of monobobs roll out.
The monobobs right there. Yeah, so we had Alana Myers Taylor winning the gold for your favorite sport, Josh, the women's monobob.
Not the monobobbing, bro. Such a wonky
Come
sport.
on, bro. Yes, sir.
How does one
Um,
monobob?
well, I'm very glad you asked, Josh. Monobob is so you know like the hairstyle of bob.
I couldn't say I do know that.
You don't know about the bob cut. It's what Hannah
Uh,
has. You know Hannah.
oh, it's like the little short. Like, oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the bob. So when you got one of those,
Oh,
it's
like
known
the
as the
Edna mode,
monobob.
like the Edna mode.
Yeah. The monobob. That's it right there. Um, but Lana Myers Taylor, she won the gold for the U.S. in the monobob, and one that we looked a lot into, Josh, with the crazy backstory for Alyssa Liu. Hopefully, I said that right. She won the gold for the women's figure skating.
Mm-hmm.
I know we looked a little bit into her backstory. Her dad escaping from the communist China and coming over to America, and China tried to recruit her to play to skate for them for the Olympics, and she ended up going for America and got the W there.
That's a crazy story for sure.
Yes, sir. And then we had for the men's half pipe skiing, we had Alex Ferreira win gold there. I know you're a big fan of the men's half pipe skiing there, Josh.
I'm more a fan of the Ferrero. Is that kind of like the Ferrero Rocher, like the candy things? He related.
Mm-hmm.
They related to that.
Yeah, I think a distant cousin.
Okay, cool.
Yep. But we had a U.S. team also won gold. I guess this is like the mixed gender event for aerial freestyle skiing. I'm not exactly sure what that entails, but
Hmm.
the mixed team pulling out the win there for America. And finally, we had Michaela Schifrin. I know she was a favorite for the women's slalom. She goes out and wins the gold for America there.
We're
So
USA.
yeah, that's the 7 new gold medals for the U.S. Like I said, Olympics coming to a close later tonight. So let's take a look at the leaderboards here. We have on top. Can you take a guess there, Josh?
Do we have a new person on? Or do we have a new nation on top?
I don't know, bro. That's for me to know and you to find out.
Norway.
It is in fact Norway. Norway coming up in
Norway.
first place.
Them Norwegians know how
With
to do all the ice stuff.
yeah, man, they're nasty with it. I mean, that's their whole thing is very coldness, but
Yeah,
they're
sure.
coming up with the 41 total medals, 18 golds, 12
Mm.
silvers, and 11 bronze medals.
Wow.
Pretty crazy stuff out of them there.
Yeah.
Second place. Can you take a wild gander as to who is in second place?
Thought you meant isn't it USA's in the two spot?
USA slipping into the 2 spot, 33 total medals. We got 12 golds, 12 silvers, and 9 bronzes there
Okay.
for the US.
For podium.
And See, this one's tough. It depends on how you calculate it here. It looks like, according to Google, it's calculated about how much gold medals they got, and then it goes to silver medals as a tiebreaker.
Oh, okay.
The 3 and 4 spot are tied at 10 gold medals, and then we have 7 silvers to 6. So the 4th place team actually has 30 total medals, but 3rd place only has 20 total medals. Can you go ahead and take a guess as to who those two countries might be?
Is Italy one of them?
Italy is one of them. They're
The home
actually
field
the 4th
advantage?
place team. They did
And,
not podium in their own home field game there.
come on, Italy. I gotta be honest, I have no clue who the 3 spot would be.
You know, I mentioned this to you not long ago about how these guys are the goats of speed skating, man.
Oh, who was it? It's like France or something?
Nah, bro. It's Ned, the Netherlands team.
Oh, yes, I
Everybody,
remember
come
the
on, man. You
Netherlands.
gotta
My
know
bad.
that. We got
I am a fan
Femke
of the
Kok
Netherlands.
and Jota
Yep,
Leerdam,
yep,
man.
I
Come on,
remember.
bro.
Yep, my bad. That just kind of slipped my mind. But
Gotta
I
lock
forget
in
about.
them, bro.
I'm thinking about the Netherlands for the WBC at this point, man. I'm getting hyped up for that. So the Olympics, the Netherlands kind of slipped my mind here. I'm more when I hear the Netherlands
That's
at this point, I'm thinking of Andrew Jones and Ozzy Albies and my man Didi Gregorius.
yes, sir, bro. Shout out to Didi there.
Try to get him on the
But
podcast sometime.
yeah, man, I'd love to have Didi on if you're interested. Hit us up there, Didi. But
He
you
just
know,
types with his nose.
oh wow, dude, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, so the Netherlands team, um, it's pretty crazy. They have 10 gold medals, 7 silvers. Every single one of their medals is from speed skating, man. Every
Wow,
single one. 20 total medals just from one sport, man.
they're the pro speed skaters.
You know it, bro. Absolutely insane. Incredible work from them. But that's going to wrap up the podium, and we got Germany sitting in the 5 spot there. There's your top 5. But um, Winter Olympics 2026, Milan Cortina. It is in the wraps, and we're looking forward to the Summer Olympics coming up in LA in 2028, man.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. The Olympics coming back to the U.S. after a little bit, so that'll be interesting. And then you have the
And of course,
WBC and isn't the World Cup coming to the U.S. soon as well? So
yes, sir. You
some
know it.
some interesting stuff coming soon. But
Mm-hmm.
at this point, I want to switch over into my wonky game of the week.
Okay.
Now, Jordan, I'm gonna give you a category, and in each category, there's gonna be some items ranging from five
Okay.
dollars to $1, right? You got
Yes,
15
sir.
total dollars to spend to make the best sandwich out there. Now, I'm not going to compete with you or anything. I'm just going to host this one. But in the comments, let us know. Would you eat this sandwich? Would you make a different sandwich? Would you make a better sandwich? Are you allergic to this sandwich? I don't know. All sorts of different
Oh.
stuff. So, we're going to start out with the bread for this sandwich. We'll start out with a $5 big
Well,
ticket item.
here, let me know this, Josh, at
Oh,
least.
yep.
I know these are going to be some surprises. How many categories is there here? So I can know. Um,
We have 5
like,
categories. I'll give you that.
oh, all right, wow. Alrighty.
So it's a 5x5 grid we got going on here.
Fair enough. Let's get into it then.
For the first category, like I said, we have our bread. Big ticket item for $5. It's a garlic herb sub roll. Garlic herb and
Whew,
cheese.
that's a
Like,
good
you know,
bread,
like,
man.
kinda like the Subway, you ever get that? That's the ideal bread there. That's a pretty good bread. Fourth spot, we got something similar. We're gonna go with a baguette. You can use that different
Okay.
ways. I'm not quite sure how you want to use that. You can slice it up. You can make a real big, long sandwich with it. Or, you know, you can slice it up. I don't know. You have different options there.
Cartoonish sandwich would be pretty cool.
Yeah. That's a 3 spot. You got some Hawaiian slider rolls. You know, you can make
Ooh.
multiple of them. You got like the whole thing of the slider rolls.
Oh,
Um,
nice, nice.
Number 2 spot, you know, for $2, we have the white bread. Again, you get a whole bag of white bread. So if you wanted to do something creative there,
Oh, wow.
or you can just,
Yeah.
just go with the 2 slices of bread like a normal person. And then for the $1 item, we got, you can be weird and have it just, your bread is lettuce. It's lettuce wraps. So lettuce wrap sandwich.
Ew. Ew. Nah, bro. You're not gonna catch me eating a lettuce wrap sandwich here. I think I'm gonna go with. I think this is a bit of a steal at $3. The Hawaiian slider rolls.
They're so good. They're so sweet and just delectable. Who doesn't like some
Mm-hmm.
sliders? And put them down. All right, so now keep track of your money. You're down to $12. Twelve
Yes,
dollars
sir.
for 4 more items. So now we're gonna go onto the meat of our sandwich. All right.
Mm-hmm.
For $5, you could have steak. Some good steak.
Okay.
The 4 spot, some good old brisket. And now this ain't any
Ooh.
type of brisket. This is specifically Bucky's brisket. All right.
Oh, okay.
The 3 spot, we got some ham, some sliced ham, maybe some, it can either, this is your, you can choose which one. It can either be smoked ham or some like honey ham. Can't have both. It can be either one.
All
I'll
right.
let you choose with that if
Fair
you
enough.
go that strategy. $2, we have some sliced turkey, specifically leftover, Thanksgiving, you just have some pieces of turkey, that kind of thing. And then for the $1 item, we have sliced up hot dogs as your meat.
Oh, sliced hot
Yeah, it's
dogs.
just chopped up hot dogs. Not like the good hot dogs
Come
either, just
on,
like
man.
the hot dogs that you can get like a whole pack for like $1 at the store.
What are we talking about, bro? Like some friggin' some nasty hot dogs or
They're
whatever
not
is
nasty.
this?
They're hot dogs sliced up in you can cook them up beforehand if you however you want, or you can just put them cold on there.
Alright. I ain't going with hot dogs, bro. I'll be honest. I'm not taking hot dogs regardless of
Is a
what
hot
kind
dog
of
a
hot dogs
sandwich?
it is. Nah, bro.
Where are
But
you taking that?
anyway, let me ask you this question. I know you mentioned
Yeah.
about the ham. It can be custom. Is it like lunch meat ham or is it like
Yes.
actual like ham?
It's lunch
Okay,
meat ham.
so it's the lunch meat. All right, I
The
got you.
turkey is normal turkey because I feel like normal turkey can be quite dry at times, so
Yeah,
that's why it's the $2 item. You
agreed.
could be a big turkey guy, but we'll see if you have different
Uh,
items on there to
I
elevate
don't
the
mind
turkey.
me a leftover turkey sandwich, but that's not my ideal sandwich. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think I'm gonna take the brisket.
That's a
$4.
good pick. That's a good pick. So now you're down to
Yeah,
what? $8?
I've got
Okay.
$8 remaining. Yeah.
$8 and 3 more items. I don't know. We'll see. Now for the second one, you know what? You got the choice of a second meat on there. You can
Oh,
double it
really?
up. Yeah. Hear me? But
Whoa.
it's a different slate of meats. So you
Oh,
could
I
really
got
be
you.
regretting your decision. You could have made a good meat combo. I think you might have you have a
Oh,
good base right here with the brisket. So just wait. For the
yeah.
$5 item, we got good, delectable bacon.
Oh, okay.
4
Okay.
spot, we got some pulled pork. 3 spot, we got some pulled chicken.
Okay.
2
All right.
spot,
Pretty similar.
you got a slice of salami, and then the 1 spot, nothing. You don't get any extra meat.
Oh, interesting. So, let's see. I feel like the bacon does not go very well with the brisket. I could be wrong there, but I feel like there's better options. Pulled pork and pulled chicken, they would go pretty good with the brisket. You know what I mean? Put a
Yeah.
little barbecue sauce on that sucker
Mm,
and roll with it. But
yeah.
you said we got 5 categories, so I'm
Now,
kind of nervous to take one of those big
just you
dollar
know,
items.
when we finish up this whole sandwich, you don't get to add anything else to it. It is exactly how you made it. So,
Oh, that's it.
yeah. There's nothing you can do
Oh,
to add to it. So,
I can't like dip it in a sauce or nothing.
no, because we'll come up to that in a second.
Oh, we got sauces coming up. I
Yeah.
got you.
And you have to take an item. So,
Yeah, yeah. So I gotta have at least $1 left for the final round type of thing.
yeah.
This is tough, man. This is making me nervous, man. And I almost want to go with the none option here, but I got $8 left.
Yeah, sure.
Ah, man. See, I'm nervous. It's gonna be like a wonky thing if I get, because I mean, looking at these previous options, I ain't trying to have lettuce wrapped or sliced hot dogs as my options. So I don't want. I'm nervous about what the other $1 items could be,
I
man. I'm
mean,
gonna.
they're $1 items. Let's be honest. They're the
Right,
bottom
they're
of the
not gonna
barrel.
be good. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take No extra meat here.
That's a good decision, but yet that's the only thing is you're not gonna fill yourself up as much from the sandwich now. Like that one
True.
decision.
Yeah.
You could have went with a brisket pulled pork, which I think would have been an interesting decision. But you're being
Right, but
frugal.
you
You're
gotta
being
be you
frugal.
gotta be safe because you don't want to have this good sandwich going and then you gotta put you gotta put like baby food on it or something. Like I don't want none of that. That'd ruin the whole sandwich, right?
Now you have seven
You
more
gotta be.
dollars for two more items. But I got to be honest, these aren't the big ticket items. I got to be honest with you. So I don't know.
I don't know.
That might be a good decision. It might not. We'll see. The next section we have the condiments for $5.
All right.
You have the barbecue sauce of your choice. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Fourth spot, you got mustard. This can also be the mustard of your choice. Either that's honey mustard, some yellow mustard, maybe some of that spicy Dijon mustard. You know, got
All
all sorts
right.
of mustards for the $4 spot. $3 spot, we got mayo. It's a classic. It's mayo. 3 spot can go well on a good amount of sandwiches. Two
Yeah.
spot, we got ketchup. Strictly the Heinz variety. It's
Okay. I
ketchup.
don't think I'm gonna go with ketchup
One
anyway.
spot, you just have vinegar.
Okay, so let's get this out of the way. I got $7. I'm not taking vinegar. I'm not taking the $1. I'm not leaving here with an extra dollar left in my wallet. Um. So here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
The sandwich I got going. There's only two real options, and it's barbecue sauce and or like a nice honey mustard,
Yeah.
right? I'll, if I take the barbecue sauce, I've got $2 remaining for this final round. If I take the honey mustard, I'll have $3 remaining, and I'm kind of nervous about. I mean, looking previously, we had what for the $2 options? We had what white bread,
Turkey.
sliced turkey, and salami. Was that
Yeah.
the options?
Yeah.
Now we got ketchup. Like none of those are necessarily bad. Like it wouldn't ruin the sandwich. It's just a like mediocre option.
Yeah.
I think I'd be all right leaving the $2 left for that final category to have, to have
Or could have been
the barbecue
expecting you
sauce.
to go with the $2 the whole time.
It's true. It's true.
And
That
so I
is
actually put my worst item at the 2 spot.
that would be pretty unfortunate, but I mean, I'm taking a $5 barbecue sauce regardless, man.
That's the right pick. That's the right pick. You know how all this goes off. This is the right pick. Now
Okay.
the final group here is the special category. These are these little extra things.
Special.
That's crazy. These little extra things that can make or break this sandwich. Now, these first three are ones that you can't get because you have $2. You're broke.
Man,
So the
I
first
might
one
want some of these, man.
for $5 is the fried onion things. You know them little crispy jokers.
Oh,
Oh,
that
that would
like
have
the
been
green bean
so
casserole
good on your
thing.
brisket sandwich, Jordan. That would have
Oh
been
my
so
gosh,
good on
bro,
that
that would
brisket
have been
sandwich.
immaculate, dude.
Four
Gosh
dollars,
sakes.
$4 is cheese, but it's not. It could have been any type of cheese that you wanted. You could have chosen.
Ooh.
$3, some good old pickles, which also would have worked good on your sandwich.
All right, yeah, that'd be pretty good.
$2, we got peppers, specifically bell peppers.
Like, can they be like sautéed at all, or is it just like raw peppers?
No, it's raw peppers.
Oh, dude, that kind of sucks actually.
Yeah.
I might have to go with the $1 option
Then
here, bro.
$1 is bananas.
All right, I take it
just
back.
banana.
I take that back, brother. I am not putting no bananas anywhere near this sandwich, even. Not even. I literally said it could be baby food, and that is essentially what bananas are.
But
Right?
I have a question
You
for you.
put it in your mouth, it's like.
You're probably
What's
gonna
up?
hate me when I bring this up, but I swear you gotta try it. You ever had a banana mayo sandwich?
Nah, bro. What? Banana
Try
mayo?
it out. Try it out. Get a banana, you slice it up, put it on some bread, put some mayo on there, boom, eat it. It's actually a very fire combination. Though I don't eat it much now because bananas will mess me up for some reason, but banana mayo sandwich is actually pretty fire. Like it's not something I'm making up. That's something that a lot of people down south will eat sometimes too. Maybe Biggins has tried a banana mayo sandwich before.
It's true. You could have tried that.
Or he will hit us up with a, nah, that's nasty or something. I don't know. But it's I've had it before. It's solid. Don't knock it. Don't knock it. And that, for your knowledge, that's just a normal banana. Nothing dumb with it. You don't need the peel on there in case you're wondering about that.
Oh, okay.
We're not
Okay,
crazy
that's
like
fine.
that. It's just
I'm not going banana. So you said I can't add anything. Am I allowed to like take stuff off? Like pick it out of the sandwich, like
No.
Evan does with his pizza?
No, you cannot Evan your sandwich. You cannot
Dude. So
eat.
I gotta eat it with the peppers on there,
Yes, you
man.
cannot take off the individual items. Like you have to just grab that sandwich and except it's
And it
spider
can't
stuff.
be like no hot peppers or nothing, man.
No,
I like hot peppers.
it's strictly bell peppers.
Oh my gosh, bro. All right, give me the bell peppers, man. I ain't putting no bananas on this sandwich.
Are you content with
Gosh, man, that kind of ruined it.
Are you content with your sandwich? And after seeing the full board and seeing everything that's happened, anything that you possibly change? If you were to go again.
If I was to change anything, I would have went with a type of mustard and had the pickles on there instead of the peppers, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that really stinks to have them bell peppers on the end.
I really want to do this sometime. Maybe we almost thought about recording together this week, but we didn't end up doing that. Maybe some other time in the future. Let us know if you would like to see that, where we're recording in the same little setup, whether I'm heading over to Jordan's setup or he's coming over here. But I feel like we got to revisit this exact topic. Maybe not this exact topic, but like sort of this thing where you spend the money and whatever you like come up with, you have to like physically eat it. So it could be be something really immaculate that you make or something terrible. So you'd have to weigh your decisions. I feel like that'd be a really fun one at some point.
That would be cool to do.
But yeah, what's your thoughts on this sandwich?
If I just was to change anything, I would put like maybe a Dijon mustard or a honey mustard on there and put some pickles, and I think that'd be a smacking sandwich right there. I'm okay with not adding the extra meat on there because I would probably have been stuck with vinegar and banana as the ending category, sir. But that would have sucked.
I mean, you didn't make a terrible
vinegar's
sandwich.
not the end of the world,
No.
but banana,
I mean, if you went with more of the Italian cold cut sort of like if you went with the sub roll and maybe with the ham and some salami, it maybe would have worked a little bit, but
yeah, that could have been good
I
actually
mean,
with the
let's be honest,
that would have been pretty good.
You didn't make the worst sandwich. You could have had a lettuce wrap sandwich with sliced hot dogs, salami, vinegar, and banana in there. So, not the worst possible sandwich from this bracket.
It's like them TV shows where the guys like try to spend the least amount of money possible on stuff like they ain't got no furniture. That's the sandwich they would eat right there.
Yes.
Lettuce wrap hot dog with vinegar and banana on it.
Yeah, maybe if this video can get like 20 likes or something, our editor Connor will eat that exact sandwich.
Yeah, man. As long as it don't got pickles, he'll try it.
Exactly. He's probably like, oh yeah, guys, that's my normal favorite sandwich I always eat. You never had the lettuce wrap, sliced hot dog, salami, vinegar, and banana sandwich?
If you remember, that's what he would do for lunch at school. He would always just bring in meat and cheese and wrap it up in his hand and eat it. Which, I mean, it was pretty solid. But
I mean, yeah, it's not a bad lunch, but it's interesting.
So, yeah, guys, 20 likes and Connor's going to try that. Sorry for volunteering to Connor, but I don't see it getting 20 likes anyway. But, we'll see.
So, maybe if we get to 20 likes, if people have watched so far, this far into the video, liking it, and making Connor eat the lettuce wrap, sliced hot dog, salami, vinegar, banana sandwich. It just rolls right off the
banger sandwich, bro.
Feels like it's something that Shaggy from Scooby Doo would
like
really
Zoink Scoob. It's the lettuce wrap hot dog vinegar salami banana sandwich.
No, you messed it up, man. It's the lettuce wrap sliced hot dog salami vinegar banana sandwich. See, it rolls more.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, you're right.
But there's my wonky game for the week. Let us know. Would you try Jordan's sandwich? What other combos would you possibly make? And can you get us to 20 likes so that Connor can eat the lettuce wrap, sliced hot dog, salami, vinegar, banana sandwich?
I hope so, man.
It'd be fun to see.
Now it's time for
9 Innings Academy.
Today we got a fun another fun little video. We're on 9 Innings Academy. We're gonna talk about clubs. We're gonna talk about clubs today, Jordan.
Yeah, man. And if any of you guys ever played games like Clash Royale or Clash of Clans or anything like that, you're somewhat familiar with the idea of clubs in some games like this. But essentially, 9 innings is a little bit different with the clubs. It's got like 20 members, up to 20 members, um, and you put your team in there, and you'll work together each day. You'll have Monday through Saturday. We got things that's called club challenge and club battles, and there's all sorts of little things with there. But let's start out with the basics. Um, like I said, you'll have your 20 members, and you guys will all you can check in each day, man. That's the basic function right there. Check in, new club.
Yeah, you gotta check in. You can get your extra coins and stuff. You also have different So we talked about club challenges, but you also have club missions that you can try to do each week to help gain your club XP, which can level up your club, and we'll talk about that in a second. But you have different missions that you can set for a certain time slot. Some might last a week, some might last multiple weeks, and they could be as simple as, trying to get 25 check-ins through a week, which should be simple, because if you have 20 members, that should take you a day and a half, right? Or achieve 1,000 strikeouts in club battles for the month or something, and that'll give you club coins, that'll give you club achievements, um, and stuff like that. And Jordan, tell us what we can use our club coins on.
Yeah, club coins. We got what's called club crafting, and what that is, it's a little list of things you can combine some club coins and sometimes some normal coins, and then a couple items you might have stored up, and you're able to make better items pretty much. It's like they got a team signature pack. So say we talked about the team sigs last week. Um, say you accidentally pulled two of the same player that you already have as a team sig. You can go ahead and combine them together with some club coins, and you'll get a fresh pack where you can select your team and get a new signature player. And little things like that. You can get some skill change tickets and some diamond trainers when you get to a higher level club. Things like that. And then also there's what's called a club shop where
Yeah.
this some of this stuff refreshes weekly, sometimes monthly. Like you can get a sig pack and premium packs, skill training tickets, things like that. Premium vintage packs, and
GI
even
resets.
recently, right? There's been some update to that where you get league ball tickets and premium skill trainers and the basic stat adjust tickets. But yeah, club coins pretty valuable resource you'll get from completing club missions and being active, doing your club battles and club challenges and things like that.
But the thing is, you unlock more and more things, like say in the club store. It requires you to get a certain level with your club before you can get a sig pack, or it takes you a while to get where you can do you can club craft TSS and stuff like that. And that's the point of XP, where you're just trying to do these missions, checking in each day, and then making sure you complete all your battles and challenges, that you can slowly get up to the max, which is level 10. And there's also other different bonuses throughout that. Like you can get, when you're simming games, you can get extra reward boxes as well from just simple league games. Like typically you're maxed out at 3, but when you hit a certain level, you're able to max out at 4, and then I believe if you hit 10, you're able to max out at 5. And certain other bonuses like that you can get as well.
Yeah, so like you said, you can get level 1 to 10, and that's based on completing your club missions and being active and checking in and things like that. So looking down here, some of the major things you can get. You get like you said, the extra league rewards, uh, unlock extra things in the store. You get a little club shop discount at some point,
Yeah.
and then once you reach up to that level 10, you're getting up to 5 league boxes per game, and you can craft the diamond skill trainers now as well. So some valuable stuff when you get up to those higher levels. Our main club's sitting at level 9 right now, and I believe our second club is at we have 2 clubs in our little system. I believe that one's at level 5 right now. We're about to hit level 6, which is going to be a good step for us there.
Yeah. And then clubs are also ranked. And Jordan will give you a little bit of stuff towards that, how both clubs are ranked at the moment. But just like, ranked battles and stuff, club battles will help you rank up. You get a certain number, that will show you how good you are compared to all the other clubs in the world. So, if your club is, ranked 600 something, then you're the 600 something club in the world. But that also depends on rewards you'll get. So you get rewards bi-weekly from your club challenges and battles. And for the club challenges, you'll get not stars. You'll get, I believe it's stars and club coins, or it's either normal coins and club coins, and from battles you get stars and like you can get TSDs and stuff. Nothing crazy. But the big thing is you get reward boxes. So every 2 weeks, if you completed so many battles, you actually participated and you did stuff, you will get you have 20 boxes on the board, one for each member, and there's it shows all the different items on the right side of the screen, and you just click a box and hopefully you get the rewards that's in it. Sometimes you get dookie stuff, sometimes you get good stuff. It just depends on the luck that week.
Exactly. And speaking of Dookie, Josh, that is our club system, man. We got our main club known as Dookie Boys, and it's ranked currently in the top 250, I believe. We've been getting around the top 200 even. Recently here we had a couple of cycles where we ended up in the top 200. And the second club we just got going not long ago, earlier this year, and a little bit into last year, we're sitting top 500 for that one. So far, Josh.
And our current club has 2 spots at the moment because there were 2 people who weren't super active, so they had to move on. We had to move on from them. So, and if you play 9 innings and you typically say goal 3, goal 2, maybe put a comment in there and maybe we'll check you out, see if you could join the club system or maybe even join the second club. But that'd be something that certainly be cool to get some of you guys in the club system as well.
Yeah, man, and we've got some interesting things with our club specifically. We've got a very active Discord server for our club.
Yes.
We mentioned last week how we have the Discord server for the channel. We also got one for our club, and that's really helpful for coordinating some attacks and for club battles and things, and getting people to hit their last minute things. Get a little notification on their phone, be like, hey man, see if you can get this stuff in real quick.
Sometimes you
But
forget.
yeah, it's also really good for just getting advice from other guys in the
Yes,
club.
that's
Like,
why I use it. I
you
use it
know,
all the time.
yeah, man, I was working on a Clayton Kershaw on my other account last night, and I went in there. I said, "Hey, does anybody know how I should finish this train out?" And I got a couple of responses right away there from guys like Vietnam and whatnot. But um, yeah, just it's really helpful for things like that, and it's good to just talk to people on there as well. So
That's a
um,
big recommendation that I give out to anyone trying to start their own club is have a Discord attached to it as well where you can do stuff like that. It's a way to grow camaraderie because when you've been hanging out with these guys for months and possibly years, the chance of them wanting to go and leave are quite slim. Like we've had, Biggins, the guy who does our intros, he's been with us for forever, even though his teams are like in the 130s. He has a few, one team's like 132 or something crazy like that. So he's been a big part of our system. And like we said, we started a second club too. So, we can possibly move guys up and down, fill different spots. And it's cool to get to meet all these different people and get different advice, from the game because hopefully you can get that one really intelligent person who just knows everything about the game. I'm not quite that way. I know some stuff, but we have a guy in there, Vietnam, who just, I feel like he's just a walking 9-inning dictionary. He's always on. It's like, hey, Vietnam, what should I do about this? Does this skill set work? So, it's always nice to have someone you can ask those specific questions to.
Yeah, and uh, recently in a few updates ago, they added some new club content as well.
Yes,
They've
glad
had
you
the
mentioned it.
club power rank tournament, which is it's like the top 64 clubs I think in the world will go come in and compete, or rather in the East and West server they have two separate tournaments, but um, the top 64 clubs in each of those will come and compete against each other to see who comes out on top. And usually it's monopolized by a couple of different clubs. Usually Primetime and Home Run Win Tacos, those are two of the top clubs there. But um, it's cool to see some of those guys you might know, and some just to see all the clubs competing to see who's on top. And then they also added what's called the Club World Challenge. And that's a new interesting mode, or we've only done it one time. I think the next one might be coming up here, but
Yeah, I think so.
it's where all of the clubs will work together actually, instead of
Love
competing
unity.
like normal. Yeah, man, it's everybody works together, and if the clubs can get a certain amount of points all working together, everybody that participated gets their own rewards, and they're very good too. You get diamond trainers and team select sig packs and premium skill change tickets and things like that. So remember that was a good little bit of reward there
Yes,
from that.
yes, certainly.
Uh,
LSCTs as well. And then,
oh
you
yeah, yeah,
wanna work together, but you also wanna be very cutthroat and try to beat out, what's it, the top 40? Is it the top 40 that
yeah.
advance to like
I
the All
think
Stars? Where,
I think they do six divisions like the NL West, Central, East type of thing, and same for AL. And the top 10 from each of those move on. So I guess top 60 clubs.
where the top 60 clubs get to compete in sort of the All Stars, where you have to play it on a much higher difficulty, and you unlock better rewards, but you unlock the rewards for everybody else. So you want to be in one of those top 60, but still you're also representing everyone else in either the East or West server. So that's also fun. It's a really fun event that they've brought in recently. There's also individual events as well, like if you rank up certain, like there is a point to trying to do as well as you can. Like you will earn better rewards on the better you do. So it's not just, a kumbaya thing where we're all helping each other out. There is an extent where, good, it helps to be a better club in these events. But it's a fun a fun thing to look forward to, and hopefully get some good rewards for it.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much covered all the bases of clubs and what they can do for you. Obviously, it's fun. You work together, get some rewards, compete against other guys, um, and it's really just a fun community thing and a big part of 9 innings there.
Yeah, definitely.
Now it's time for the verse of the week.
Yeah, so this week's verse is Hebrews chapter 10, verses 24 and 25, which says, "And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching." I feel like a lot of people who even consider themselves Christians today don't always go to church all the times. I was talking to this lady the other day at work who she said she professed to be a Christian, but yet when I was talking to her, I was saying how, as a family, I'm thankful that we try to go to pretty much every service that our church provides. We'll go to Sunday school, we'll go to the regular worship service, we'll go to Sunday night, our evening service, and then we even have a midweek service on Wednesdays. And then she was telling me, wow, that's kind of crazy. You must be pretty devoted. But yet, I feel like a lot of people forget this verse, which says we should not forsake the assembling of ourselves together. Instead, we're called to go to church, to spend time in God's Word at church. But a lot of times we like to maybe only go once a week or maybe once a month. But yet that's how we can learn from a pastor, because there's certain things that I don't know from the Bible, that I don't truly, I haven't done all the research and the training, that these other pastors that God's put in my life. I haven't had that sort of stuff quite yet. So it's good and nourishing to have them sort of break down and show you these different things that you can do. But it's, some people might say, all right, cool. Well, then I'm just going to watch it online. I know our church at least has online broadcasting and stuff, which is cool. But another big part of going to church is being with other believers. It says, let us provoke one another unto love and to good works. Another part of being the church is being with other believers and having that encouragement of talking to other people that hopefully share somewhat similar beliefs and faith in Jesus Christ. That can be an encouragement. And the book of Romans in chapter 12 also talks about different gifts that Christians are given. Some are good at explaining the Bible. Some might be good with music, or might be good with children, or might be good in encouragement, or all these different aspects, but you're not able to partake of those from others if you're not in God's house with other believers. And vice versa, you're not able to truly serve if you are not actually being in God's house. So it's just a challenge that maybe you do maybe this week wake up at 8:30 or something to actually get to church on time for the Sunday morning service. Or maybe you decide to head out for the Sunday evening, or maybe your church has a Wednesday night. And then for those who might not even consider themselves Christians, hey, certainly go try to check out one of your local churches. It's not going to be some crazy, wild experience, unless, there are a few churches out there that are certainly interesting, but you'll see that maybe it's something that you like, something that you enjoy. Hopefully there'll be some good encouragement and whatnot there as well. But that's just the challenge for this week, to spend time in God's house. Even though sometimes we might not feel like it, we want to relax, have a lazy Sunday. No, we still gotta try to go to church for us to be able to learn more about the Bible and God's Word, and to also be able to fellowship with other believers. So that's this week's verse of the week, Jordan.
And I like what you mentioned there, Josh, with a lot of churches, ours included, will have a live stream online where you watch it, and that's a good thing to do. Like it's better than not going at all. But a big part of what this verse talks about is going and having fellowship with other people that believe the same as you. And you remember in Proverbs it says, "Iron sharpens iron," so a man sharpens his brother, right? And that's a big part of it is fellowshipping and going and talking and hanging out with even just joking around and whatnot with other people that believe the same as you can be really refreshing, and it's something that God says we need, and it's just another reason to go physically to church, and especially as much as you can. Like,
yeah, certainly called to be in God's house. We're able to learn and to fellowship with other believers. But that will pretty much wrap up this week's episode of Chopping It Up. Hopefully, we'll get some good, that good 20 view or 20 likes or whatever. So Connor has to eat the interesting sandwich. I know, at least I would enjoy watching that. I know Jordan would too. Connor might like it. We might be onto something too. But again, I want to thank everyone for watching last week. Again, it surpassed our first episode in watch time. Hey, watch this video through. Watch last video, or watch the previous videos if you haven't watched this one. So, just thankful for all of that, and we'll continue to hopefully push out some great content in these next few weeks.
Yeah, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment, join the Discord in the description of our YouTube channel, and always remember, guys, chop on, and we'll see you next week.
Thank y'all for listening to Chopping It Up with Josh and Jordan.